All right, hello everybody. Hello, sorry about the delay. OBS updated and it was a real pain in the ass, but we're good now. Let me get a few things set up over here.
So what's a PC game and am I right? You know what? Yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Okay, Miller, shut up.
Yeah, get out of here.
Is that Greg Miller?
They're all the same. Let's see, there's that. Okay. Get the music. Make sure it's going through the right bus on Goxler. You know what?
All right, let me turn off Mike's amazing stream. That's right, Firehair, tell him we're live.
Yeah, we didn't want to step on his toes, but he pushed it too far. Okay. Are you guys hearing music now?
Is that Donkey Kong?
Music?
In chat?
Oh, no.
No, sorry, in chat.
Oh.
It's an old call bag, you know.
All right. Do you guys hear that music, though? Okay.
I hear it.
Okay,
Yes.
Make sure it's not the stream. Yeah, no, I just hear it naturally.
All right. Well,
That was so
I
funny.
don't know why I said it that way. What the fuck does naturally mean?
all right.
Everybody is diegetical. What's how do you say it?
Diegetic?
Is it
Yeah, diegetic
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diegetic Donkey Kong, yeah. Okay. That's good. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, you want to say something?
I'm just kind of talking out loud. I'm sorry. No, so you go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
Or think out
I
loud.
was just about to say that Donkey Kong tweet was probably the funniest shit you ever tweeted.
What was the tweet?
You tweeted that AI Donkey Kong that was made out of a house.
Oh,
and
yes.
You asked people, "Can you see Donkey Kong?"
Yes, yeah, that was my boomer because I hadn't seen one of those before. I'm still mesmerized by those. I just don't tweet about it so I don't look like a boomer.
People did make fun of you.
You
a
were
lot.
serious about that one?
I don't remember now. I think like as soon as I posted it, I'm like, oh, I could see what's going on here because I stepped away and I'm like, oh, obviously there's no way this is chance. But
Okay.
I might have in the second believed it. I literally the first
Okay.
time I had seen anything like that.
You're old.
Yeah.
You responded to somebody say, "I understand it's not made of magic" or some shit like that.
All right. Let's see here.
That one and this the Ring Fit tweet with the GIF.
No, what was that? I don't remember anything I do or say.
The GIF that one. No, actually, that one was your funniest tweet. That
You
one-
expect this man to remember anything?
I don't remember.
the Ring Fit shift was announced, and you tweeted a GIF that was like,
okay, yeah. And now I do.
"Is this
Yeah.
is this Reggie's?" You know.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I won't say it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
there's-
get demonetized right away.
That's
Good
it.
lord.
That was
All right.
That
So
was
let's
pretty
see
funny.
here. Let's test this.
Hey, you
Look at
guys
that
hear
chat.
me? Start cheering
Look at that
now!
All right. Does that sound good?
Yep.
We hear Wario, yes.
Okay. All right. I think we're good then.
Sean, take it away.
I'll
Your
count.
show.
All right.
I'll count you in. Let's go here. Let's do this in
Yeah, I can hear the music, so we'll be good.
5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with! Yeah!
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Sean, Turbo Sean McDowell, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Ruff.
Today, there ain't dick for news. I don't know what we're going to talk about today, Jeff, but we're going to have a good show anyways. And after that, mailbag after the news. We'll figure it out. We'll talk to the people for like an hour and a half. It's going to be a good show, right?
Yeah, definitely. If anyone wants to bring up any Nintendo topics from the past week, there's definitely like a little bit of stuff that like I'll see the YouTubers going after one another about. People are mad for Digital Foundry like correcting themselves about DLSS and Street Fighter or whatever. I'm like, guys, chill out. But so yeah, there's that sort of thing
They
happening.
got something wrong and
Right.
had journalistic integrity. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. Yes, it's a very frustrating thing to witness. But Yeah, there's stuff
We're
like
running out
that
of
where I'm
things
like,
to talk about on the internet.
yeah, exactly. So, but I'm like, oh, there's some details in this that I'm like, oh, I'm excited. I definitely am curious to get the Switch 2 in my hands so we can finally actually see a lot of these things for ourselves and do a ton of testing. So that's just where I'm at. It's less than a month away. You know, that's where we're at. Very excited.
That's wild to think about.
Yep, exactly. Less than a month, we'll have that thing either the one I ordered in LA or the one I ordered here will be in my hands. We'll see.
Yeah, either I'm gonna go meet Nikki's grandma for the first time, or I'm gonna silently weep as I get one from Best Buy here.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
All right. Well, anyways, I don't know what Mike says here really, because he kind of changes it every week. It's not on the rundown. So I'll just say, hey, if you want more from me and Jeff and Mike and Christian, who's on the sticks, thank you for producing, Christian. You can, of course, go to patreon.com/game mess. That gets you everything we do ad free, gets you early access to shows. We're bringing back some old shows as we have a little bit more free time here. So you'll see more of that. And you can also get all those perks by becoming a YouTube member here on YouTube or subscribing to twitch.tv/Tolkoto, Christian_RARG, or even twitch.tv/Chef Grubb for the times that you do stream, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, like you said, more time, more free time, although not a lot this week while I still figure out a lot of stuff. Real quick, thanks to everybody who has supported the Patreon. I haven't pushed it a ton, kind of mentioned it a couple times, but people have showed up, and it's we're gonna put some extra work into it. It is still a process to figure out exactly what that looks like, because I said, I did a Patreon members only video, and basically the thrust of it is I hear people talking about Blight Club, I hear them talking about all these other things. There's just a lot of moving parts with that stuff, where I'll get answers soon, but in the meantime, the things that you come here for and we'll be doing more of that. So thank you everybody for the support. It really has kind of change things around for me, and then it gives me a chance to sit down and be like, okay, how can we use this money to get some cool people on here to do cool stuff? And that will be a process, but we'll get that all figured out here real soon.
That's right. All right. Well, would you like to get into the new segment of the show, Jeff?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, first here on the docket is more icons for the Switch 2, and I don't know what this means. Who put this on the docket?
I think Christian did.
I put it.
You know, I think there was.
Explain it, Christian.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing a bunch of?
I saw it in Bluesky.
I think I saw it.
Show, everybody.
Here it is. Nintendo Switch 2 will have all starters in addition to Pikachu and Eevee to choose from as user icons. Yep, bunch of Pokemon starters. So I don't know. It's cute. Cool. Whatever. Nintendo Switch 2 is to add a new default user icon featuring all this. Yeah, so it's. Why is it just Switch 2? What the hell are you talking about, Nintendo?
Yeah, they're not adding this to Switch 1 either? It's just for the Switch 2?
It says here Switch 2. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about the thing I actually want to talk about. So with
what's up?
When Street Fighter 6 first popped off, when we first saw the Switch 2 gameplay stuff, and that comparison, I'm like, hey, this kind of looks a little bit sharper than the PS5 version. I recognize that there's so many things turned off on the Switch version for sure, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm literally just talking about the line correction that I think is happening on the Switch 2, because I think this is using DLSS. And, there was a lot of reasons to be like, we don't know what's going on with DLSS with this system yet. We shouldn't jump to conclusions. And I got that. I'm like, but this looks like DLSS, and happy to be like, okay,
right.
A month later, yes, it does seem like it is DLSS. Digital Foundry went back and looked at it, and this is the correction they made. Like, we counted it as native 1080p, and then we went back and checked it, and it's actually 540p upscaled to 1080p, and 540 might sound like this big reduction over the original. Hey, it's running natively at 1080. The point is, the final image quality is so good that it was hard to tell the difference, and it does look really sharp. They compared it to the Xbox Series, Xbox Series S, which I think...
it's the conversation that they had, not this current episode DF Direct, but I listened to last week's where they had this discussion. They said in some ways it looks better than Series S.
Some of the stuff they turned off was like screen space, was like screen space shadows, was it? Or screen space reflections?
Reflections, I'd assume, because they talk a lot about how the RE engine screen space reflections are horrible.
Right.
So just turn them off. Like, we don't need those, and it's just system resources going to waste. So this is interesting in part because Street Fighter 6 on PC does not support DLSS. It is only their built-in resolution scaling and then whatever internal temporal upscaling that they do. So that's really cool to see that they've added into the Switch version to take advantage of the fact that Switch 2 supports DLSS, and you do get these like we saw, and we were talking in the group chat about this, where I was like, yeah, it's DLSS. Look at those lines, but like everything in the background is lower detail, lower resolution. It's got to be DLSS, and it seems like the DF is backing that up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think we're at a point now where it's like, yes, this is accepted that that's what's happening. And I think your point that it's not on the PC version gives me hope. This is, speculation, but the idea there would be, it's like you put your game on Switch 2, you're porting it, and the SDK just makes it so easy. Of course, you just implement the DLSS, which I assume is going to be like almost feel like a system level feature for every game, because Nintendo and Nvidia are going to have built it in. They're just going to be like, you don't, and yeah, maybe you don't flip a switch, but in the process of moving your game to the Switch 2, you basically are going to, like, it would be weird if you didn't use this.
Yeah, it's sort of like how a bunch of games, I got two examples here. A bunch of games when FSR first got introduced, like on the PS5 and Xbox, taking advantage of some NVIDIA features to have the FSR work a little bit better, even though FSR, I know, is platform agnostic. They were just like, well, yeah, it's AMD hardware, so let's see what we can do with it. Turns out not much, because FSR didn't get much of a benefit from running on AMD hardware versus other hardware.
Yep.
But yeah, I do think that this is going to be more like if you make a game in Unreal Engine and having Unreal's, especially with UE5, their TSR, temporal super resolution. I think it's going to be like that on the Switch, where it's NVIDIA hardware, it supports DLSS. So yeah, the whatever you would call it on this end, but the DLLs or whatever are going to be in place. So yeah, why would you not implement DLSS for your upscaling solution? Yeah.
And then I think that gets me to like where I'm kind of landing with all this, which is I think the Switch 2 might impress people more than they're realizing. I think it's going to be pretty beefy for a handheld. I think people are going to come away surprised.
For a handheld,
Yeah, so again, let's keep in perspective. We know what this thing is. It is a $450, $500 handheld gaming machine. So with that caveat in mind, I think it's going to be like, this is actually way better than we were expecting. I think people are anticipating Nintendo to come in really underpowered again. And I think, raw numbers probably will look spec-wise not like a fair comparison, but then that NVIDIA technology might make the big difference in the end. And early examples have been trending in that direction.
Yeah, speaking of the DF guys, they did mention that now that they've had a chance to look at stuff, it does seem like maybe in handheld mode, maybe like a little under Steam Deck power in terms of what it's pulling off. But then thanks to things like DLSS and the extra power you get in docked mode might be like above that. We are seeing then the things where like games that are cross-gen are going to be able to go up to 4K. They're not going to hit native 4K. A lot of that's going to be internally running at like 1440p or even 1080p, and then DLSS gets you the rest of the way there. But that extra headroom is not something that you expect out of a handheld right now, which is exciting. I think that's a good example of how the NVIDIA tech is going to help Nintendo actually be sort of at the forefront with this this generation, technology-wise, in terms of the handheld gaming scene. In comparison to the PC handhelds and anything else that might come out. Even apparently Sony's handheld that they may or may not be working on, and like whatever hell Microsoft's doing over there, the Switch 2 is going to seem impressive. I agree with you.
Yep. And then, so the Switch 2 less than a month away. Your pre-orders haven't been canceled. Anything weird? I've seen some people be like, Best Buy gave my money back and all that stuff. You're still good on that front?
I mean, Target, screw those guys. Walmart, screw those guys. Best Buy, holding out. So we're hanging on to that one for now. We'll see. Yeah, like I said, we don't know exactly what we're going to be doing in June, I think. So I think probably, if another wave goes up, I might try to secure one from one of those other retailers shipped to home. And then, like you were saying, like, if I only end up getting one, cancel the other one or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you have it in your hands, just go ahead and cancel it. I'm gonna see if my nephew does want one, then I'll pick it up for him. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cancel it at this point. Let someone else take it. You're waiting for something else to open up. Isn't this Thursday when Nintendo Switch Online members get a chance to get it, right? Did you ever get an invite to that? Because I don't think I did, and I'm like, how does that? I use my Switch all the time.
Follow up. I like register my interest or whatever. I don't know. Did they send out like a "Hey, you're in"?
Some people. I thought some people did get a "Hey, you're in," but you're right. I could be conflating things. I don't know for sure, but I thought some people did get the "Hey, you're in."
I thought that hadn't gone out yet, and then that's what's going out.
Maybe that's what it is. Then. Okay,
or whatever.
Okay, people are saying that no emails yet. I don't think. Okay, cool. All right, so then we find out on May 8th. Well, I mean that might be a chance. Although I do imagine that's going to be hammered as well, because there's for as many people that did get a Switch 2 pre-order when they did, there are still like it seemed like 50-50. Half the people were able to get it, which is a really good hit rate for a launch game pre-order system situation. But that still leaves a ton of people looking to find one of these systems still. So I bet Nintendo servers get hit really well. I bet that's going to actually be a shit show too. That's probably going to fall apart.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to see, because it feels like Sony's got things kind of figured
it wasn't
out
too bad
with PlayStation Direct or whatever. But yeah, so I'm curious to see if Nintendo can, like, the servers can hold up and everything like that, because demand for this is really freaking high, Jeff. So curious to see if they have that infrastructure built out.
Yep.
Anything else major in the news this week that you want to talk about? It's been a light week, like we alluded to. So
yeah, it's been pretty light. There's not much happening. I've been kind of like going through the Reddit right now, r/switch2, and kind of like seeing if there's anything worth talking about. No, everyone's kind of just going over the stuff that we just mentioned. So we could probably just like take a break and go to super chats, because I'm sure people have stuff they want to talk about.
Sounds good to me. So we're going to do just that, and we'll see y'all right after this.
Oh, I was muted. Break.
Cool. There we go. Cool. I'm good to get back into it.
Yeah,
You're
me
going to do super chats?
Yeah, I'll read the super chats. I got them right here, and I am good to go.
All right, let's go.
Cool. And we're back. Jeff, got some super chats from the people? Got stuff they want to talk about for me?
Yeah, let's see. Let me go here.
Right.
I believe that these are everything, but well, let me know if I miss anybody's, and we'll go check the other one. Taylor Williams says, you guys deserve the world. Silently watching the Game Mess crew for 4+ years now. Truly believe y'all's best years are ahead. Love you, fellas. Thanks for all you do. Beef and Cheddar Boys for life. Thank you so much, Taylor Williams.
Thank you.
That one's at 9:13, and I feel like we saw some coming in before that, so I actually do think I'm going to check this other thing real quick.
I'll pull up the Streamlabs if you want to keep going.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the first one it shows for me too.
Okay.
Maybe.
Great. Okay. All right. Empanada Eater says, how's the robot lawnmower? Robot lawnmower is doing great. So it didn't come with. Steph, when she got it for me for my birthday, also got the sweeping kit, which like sweeps up the clippings and puts them in the bag. And that one, it broke. So basically, as soon as I turned it on, it worked for like 5 minutes and it broke. Talked to the got it serviced, and they like immediately just sent a replacement without any hassle at all. No like, hey, put the old one in a box, send it back, anything like that. They just sent a new one, and now it's been running great all day. And it's been picking up the clippings now. It's actually really cool. I have to set up like a dumping spot for it to dump that stuff out, and I got that over there kind of near my woods, and I'm just kind of sweeping them back there, and that's been pretty neat. It looks really good, the finished product of like when it runs through the yard. So surprisingly happy with it. It's not just like, oh, that's good for me not actually mowing the lawn. It's like, no, that's kind of better than it looks when I mow the lawn. So I'm a big fan of Peepo, the lawn mowing robot. Yeah. Please.
You're washed, dude.
Yeah. Oh no, I love my robot lawnmower. Yes, I accept it. This is where I'm at in life.
Old fart.
This is what makes me happy now.
Anchor lover over here. Can you hear it? Crazy.
Oh my God.
The Drum Kid 92 says, gotta keep the love flowing. Thanks to Grubb and Sean for helping fill the days with your faces in spite of everything going on. Bless up. Much love. Thank you so much, Drum Kid 92. Yeah,
Thank you.
We're going to get things figured out. It's going to be a good time. In the meantime, it's like been fun just kind of doing daily videos on YouTube. But it's like, we can do so much more now. So we'll get it up and running.
Yeah.
The One Freeman says, Grubb, when is your best guesstimate on when the second wave of Switch 2s will be reservable? Yeah, they'll probably do something maybe like, so, okay, we're less than a month out. Basically, it was a month yesterday. They are going to do the Nintendo Switch online, like membership thing or whatever it is on May 8th. I bet a week and a half to 2 weeks after that, you get one more really good shot from these retailers, and then that's it. So after that, after launch, it'll be really unpredictable. It will really just depend on supply chain, and everything's about to get fucked by that. So we'll see how the Switch 2 fares.
You think price hike after this first wave here?
It's still possible. It really is still very much on the table. But I, honestly, if I'm them, I'm hoping that the shock that is about to happen, because nothing's coming into the country anymore. There was like a 65% drop in containers sent to the United States, and those are the giant containers that could have 50,000 products on them and things like that. That's dropped like off a cliff. And then apparently the stuff that did get like rushed into the country beforehand, most of that was like pharmaceutical products. So like all the thought of like, oh, all these companies are rushing stuff in the country. It's like not as much as you think. So I think the hope is, hey, those shelves do go empty and people lose their mind, and maybe the administration backs off at that point. But that's, good luck. We'll see if he has the capacity to actually back off on anything. All right. TGI Fibromyalgia says, Jeff, would you kiss LA Noir Dan? Like is he a romanceable character in that game?
I think he's just a random NPC,
he's
right?
A random NPC, yeah. If you can mod it, maybe.
Oh, that's true. You could probably mod it. No, that would be harassment, brother, and we don't do that. All right. November says 30 days left till Switch 2. Yay! Getting it from GameStop. Oh yeah, a lot of people were able to get their pre-order in at GameStop. So excellent.
Good to hear.
Okay. Mark Ferretti says Johnny Damon was on my flight. Ariana Grande's brother was at the Epcot Starbucks, but the stars didn't align for a true celeb sighting in Mike Minotti. You guys rock. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm glad you were able to see some cool people. Hey, give it a chance. Or if you already left, I'm sorry. Then you did miss your shot. But if you're still there, Mike Minotti's around there somewhere, apparently watching fireworks or something. So
yeah, hunt him down.
Yeah.
If someone finds him, trust me, he'll talk to you. He'll take a picture with you. He'll dance around. Don't worry.
Mike, if you're in chat, how many people have stopped you? I know you've been keeping track, so just tell us the number. I want to know.
Yeah, we know you know.
Banana Nacho says, with a $50 super chat, thank you so much, Banana Nachos.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're tired of the GB talk, but your content got me through a dark time during the pandemic, and I'm eternally grateful. I'm a new follower of TurboSean to help. Love you guys.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that.
You've been streaming, right? People should be following TurboSean.
I've been streaming, yeah. New schedule over on twitch.tv/TurboSean is 2 p.m. Central for a few hours every day as long as I can.
Yep, there you go. But yeah, I mean, only tired insofar as there's still a lot that I can't just like answer for yet. And there's things that, I'm looking to give people answers on. But in the meantime, it's frustrating because it's like I'm someone who wants to provide insight and let people know what's going on and kind of locked down in this moment. And it's, nothing nefarious. It's just me trying to like put stuff together in a way that is fair and respectful of everyone that's involved. So
the one-off, or I guess technically not one-off because you've been doing one almost every day, I think. But the like morning videos that you put out, I have seen some people saying that sort of like a little taste of their GMM Grubb snacks, whatever you want to call it, in the morning. And people have been appreciating that.
Steph's been I don't dive into the Reddit too much. It might seem like I'm always on there, but I don't dive on there too much. Steph's been on there since all this happened, and she did mention that people were saying that they would like an audio version of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could like take the video.
Make that happen.
Yeah, Christian, should we do that? Just like take the video and put it in like the feed for the Patreon subscribers at least, right? And we could figure something else out. So yeah, look out for that. I'm going to keep doing those videos, I think, because I'm enjoying that. But like the actual daily content could take shape here in any minute and look very different. So we'll find a way to make sure everyone can get it any way that they want to get it. All right. L. Grug says Jeff should bring Peepo the robot lawnmower to PAX and team up to stop Greg Miller. Penis. Yeah, I think honestly, I just think if Greg Miller met Peepo, it would make him better. It would fix him. So I'll see what I can do. I think he is going to be there. I think he's doing like the main stage like interview, and Ben starts interviewing him. Like that makes any fucking sense. Like what are they doing there?
Weird.
What a
Why don't you have the why don't you have the true talent get interviewed? Like why would you?
The famous person, yeah, right? Like, yeah, Ben Starr, star of many hit video games now, including one of the best reviewed games of this year, or one of the stars of that game.
Fucked up, dude.
It's crazy what they're doing over there at PAX. Really falling off. But yeah, I think he's in. I think he flies in, and I think he immediately flies out. So I'll have to attack him on his way to the airport. Simon from Saskatchewan says, if I like Dragon Ball Z, he said Z, but I have a hard time saying that because I'm American.
No.
Would I like the first series too? I'm not super into anime. What about the later Dragon Ball shows after Z? Any good? I love the original Dragon Ball. It is much more of a cartoon. I think that's a fair appraisal of it. It's like more of like an after-school cartoon. I think that makes it a ton of fun.
It was made for a more general, all-ages audience. So yeah,
it's an adventure, cartoon for sure. More about
Dragon Ball
the story than the fights itself.
Yep.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z with the Z was meant to be like the more edgy, teenage-oriented one.
Right.
So yeah.
And then afterward, any Dragon Balls that are good after that?
I
Super.
Well, I love Super. Super is a lot of fun. I'm a defender of GT because I'm a freak and I grew up watching it. And I think it's not that bad. And everybody's like, it doesn't even. They say Toriyama didn't even did it. He did it, and then when it went south, he was like, I didn't do it. So shout outs to him. May his soul rest in peace. But GT is okay. But Super is really good. Super is like the.
It's just more Dragon Ball Z. So,
it's more Dragon Ball Z, but to 100 times. It's crazy. So Super.
Super's very good.
Are there any Dragon Ball, not Z, not Super, but original Dragon Ball movies? Are there any movies that are like spin-offs of that?
OG Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's one that they release after There's against the Red Ribbon Army, I think. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure that's a movie about the OG Dragon Ball. Well, Mike says yes. I'm a Dragon Ball Z head. Mike is a regular Dragon Ball head, so he knows.
Okay.
So you probably look that up.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Simon from Saskatchewan. Why does Mike like Rage Shadow Legends so much? Because they pay him to. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just on that payroll. It's a problem. We always yell at him. He insists that we do it on this show, and I put my foot down and said, no way.
I have a story to tell about that someday in the future.
All right. The Uncharted Wolf says that GTA 6 trailer got me fed for months. Great video this morning, Jeff. Thank you. Anything you're personally hoping this game does, give me more interiors. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, where, we talked about after that, it was the Matrix Unreal Engine demo where they were talking about how they created that city basically with the press of a button. It was like speed tree for making a city. And everyone's like, well, all those people who work those jobs building cities for video games, they're going to lose their job. And I'm like, no, it's not how it works. They're going to shift all those people to now make interiors that the button can't just do, and to add all the details there. They'll just find ways to go even deeper into creating simulated cities. And I think that's
a balance between the two of, is this thing that's generating stuff, is it taking someone's job, or is it making someone's job easier so that they can just do more stuff? And like you said, with Speed Tree, it just makes the job of someone who still needs to do that, an artist, it just makes their job easier.
Right.
Yeah, and shifting the workforce as well. They changed what they do. Before you had to do exteriors, now you had to learn to do interiors. So that sounds like a good transition,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like in gaming, there's always this arms race of our game is this big and our game has this many details and all this stuff. So it's like you kind of, if everyone can press the same button to create a city with the press button, you need to then take your resources and put them towards something else that sets your game apart. And so in other areas, for sure, machines can take jobs. But here it's definitely going to be like, no, we're just going to do even more. So my hope for GTA 6 is exactly this. More interiors. And then I see Les Blank in chat saying open-ended missions a la Hitman. that would hit for me. I really don't want to be in a situation where I go off the path that they've set for following someone and it just says game over. The way Red Dead Redemption 2 worked. I think that is very archaic at this point, but we'll see. I'll just play that game in any way to like find the fun. For me, that's always been sandbox, so I'll just sandbox that game up and I'll be just fine. Did that trailer for you do anything for you today? I thought it was pretty impressive. I know it's not gameplay, but yeah, okay.
Because it's just it's like almost the same trailer, just with different footage.
Definitely same. Like the first one set the tone, and then this one was also that tone. I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
Like even some of the beats, like, hey, did you know the main character was in prison? Hey, like she has a relationship with, her partner. Hey, like you're gonna be exploring this Florida type area. So it still looks good. Like I love the GTA game, so I'm still excited for the game. I'm like, just the same trailer again, but it still looks great. So whatever.
I think like the one thing I did take away is like, and everyone took this away, so this is not some insight. They're like, hey, this game gonna be sexy. Like we are not afraid to be sexy with this. Like the characters, they have sex with one another, and they're like, and it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, all right, I get it.
Remember hot coffee? Well, guess what we can do now?
It's just like we're dumping hot coffee all over this shit now. It's like, okay, I think that when a lot of people say for Grand Theft Auto, it's going to be hard to like go back to that well because you're lambasting and satirizing America, and we kind of can't become more of a satire of ourselves than we already are. And it's like, I think there's a room for them to kind of shift the lens of like what Grand Theft Auto focuses on and kind of focus on like, what does a sort of FX HBO mature storytelling look like that isn't The Last of Us, isn't what Naughty Dog does, and isn't what a lot of like RPGs do and stuff like that. Is there another way we can go to kind of stand out? And I think like them being like, hey, we're gonna be okay with like telling a story about two people who are in love and are physical and all this stuff. And I think there's a chance for that to be pretty interesting, but we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, when I play this game, I just want to be able to like go like run in a direction and find something cool to do. And Grand Theft Auto is usually
more freedom.
More freedom. That's what I like.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that I love how you shot at Red Dead Redemption, or you were out there without catching straight. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Andrew Heminger says, I appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you so much, Andrew. That's a nice thing to say. Simon from Saskatchewan said, would Clair Obscur be a Switch 2 game? I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be at this point.
Yeah, certainly could be.
Yeah. You've been keeping up with that game? Did you beat it? No, you just want me to just get a clean read there. All right, did you
just need a clean read there?
Yeah, did you complete? Did you finish the game?
Yes, Jeff, I finised. Yeah. If that's what you want me to say while I'm there.
No escaping it at this point. That's everything.
There's no escaping it. No. I finished the game like last weekend, dude. Like I remember I played that game for review. So yeah, I've been done with it for a while now. And we can talk about it at the end more. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's my game of the year front runner right now. Is just all killer, no filler, trim, slim RPG with no bullshit. I love it. Have you played any more of it?
A little bit, but I've been busy, so not much time to.
Fair enough.
You would think I don't have a job anymore. I should have a lot more time to play games, since it's not working out that way. Exactly. Yes, I know.
Not doing anything over there. Damn.
Yeah, but I did. And now what's happening is it's becoming a problem. There are a ton of games kind of hitting that I want to be playing, like that Mud Runners follow-up Roadcraft is coming out very soon.
Oh, all right.
Well, Doom the Dark Ages, that Ruffy in the Riverside, whatever, that like 3D platformer game where you can like pick up grass and throw it on a waterfall. Like code for that is about to go out or something. I don't know. And I wanted to like play Arc Raiders over the weekend. Didn't have time for that. There's just a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh man, I should really just try to get Clair Obscur like at least 5 more hours into that game so I can have a good standing understanding of what it is and how it develops. But we'll see.
Oh, it goes places, man. It goes places real interesting.
Everyone kind of makes it sound like it just keeps getting cooler and cooler. And like every character having their own individual way of playing is also something I find very enticing. Like, I got to see that for myself.
I'm going to tell you something off air. I'm just going to tell you a mild spoiler, but I think other people wouldn't want to hear that. I think might like get you really into the storytelling.
All right. Very exciting. Jason Fulton says, do you think we'll get games like Metaphor ReFantazio or Clair Obscur Expedition 33 on the Switch 2? I think both could happen like in the first year. Or Metaphor ReFantazio, I think they're trying to be more rapid with their support for other platforms. So I do think that'll happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, with Expedition 33, that team seems like the team that would want to get it on Switch 2 as quickly as possible, simply because they want to play it on Switch 2. And then with Metaphor, like Persona 5 came to Switch because as Atlas expanded to other platforms, they're like, it's going to do well on Switch, right? And it sure as hell did. So with Metaphor, might not be able to run very well on Switch 1, but Switch 2, yeah, why not, right? Who knows? It could already be in development. I wouldn't be shocked.
Feels like YouTube is about to crash on me any second. Let me see if I can get back to where I was. Okay, I think we're down here. All right, I think we're at Postman Dan. It's been a hell of a few weeks. Much love to all of you. If I may shamelessly plug, 8 Static is in Philadelphia, is throwing another chiptune party May 24th. We'd love it if people showed up for or tuned into the stream. Thanks. Postman Dan, that sounds awesome. That's right. So it's 8 Static, the number 8 Static in Philadelphia. Chiptune party on May 24th. Man, if there was a chiptune party happening around me, I would like that very much. So people should go check that out. Indovakeen says, what a year. Monster Hunter, Assassin's Creed, Kingdom Come, Blueprints, Clair Obscur. When the Switch 2 launches, we'll have a new Metroid Prime, Mario Kart, open world Donkey Kong game, and that's just the start of June. Yeah. And Donkey Kong is July, but honestly, it's going to fly by so fast that we'll be there before we know it. This year has been
so much to play right now.
Yep. Yeah, so much to play. I really do think this has been excellent. And if, some of these games are from big companies and some of them are from smaller companies, or in the case of Blueprints, very small companies, I feel comfortable saying, although people are getting weird about talking about how big the size of a team is. But like, Clair Obscur's got a lot of stuff happening around.
I've read that article that did deep dive on Expedition 33, and it's like, even with contractors, I think the credits are like 60 people. It's still a small team, regardless of how you want to look at it.
Yeah, and it's like, I think there, YouTube just crashed. I think that I get what people are frustrated about with when they're like, it was made by 30 people. It's like, you need to know that making games is more complicated than that. And it sounds like you're not understanding that. So I get when people like have that initial reaction, but I think what most people are just trying to say is these people used to work at Ubisoft. They felt stifled there, didn't think that this pitch for this idea for this game could even go up the flagpole, let alone get green lighted. So they left with a relatively small team, especially compared to the kinds of teams that make games at Ubisoft, and they've had monumental success. Like, that is just the actual story. It is worth kind of putting it in those terms, and then small corrections here or there. Yeah, I get it. Also, people are having the JRPG conversation again, and I'm just like, plugging my ears and walking away. I'm not interested.
You notice how I keep saying turn-based RPG?
Yes, exactly.
I'm staying out of that argument.
Yep, just save yourselves, everybody. All right, let me get back to where we were. Oh, I saw one from Mike Minotti in there. But first, let's go with Night Trauma. I fuck with Jeff Grubb. Thank you so much, Night Trauma.
Hey.
Also fuck with you. Also, the GTA 6 trailer made me go vertical. Love you guys. Hope Mike is having a blast. And thank you, too, for the show tonight. P.S. Sean, your hair is goals, you beautiful man.
Thank you. I'm trying to awkwardly keep out my face while I have a desk fan here blowing it all around because it's pretty warm here, Jeff. It's like 74.
Ooh, yeah.
You're at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, when it kind of got that way last week, because it got cold here again. But last week it got up to kind of in the 70s, and I'm like, oh, yep, fan on. I don't want to turn the air conditioner on for a while still, so yeah, just the fan.
Yeah, same.
Louis Patelli says, should I buy a PS5 Pro? That is a weird question. It's tough. I would say, like, if you want and need does anyone need a PS5 Pro? If you want a PS5 Pro or not. So I think if you're asking that question, I would continue to just wait, although prices probably go up. So I don't know, maybe get it.
It's a matter of, because do they have a PS5?
They don't say.
I don't think those. Okay, yeah. So if you already have PS5, I don't think the upgrade is that much that you would need it. Also ask, like, are you into the idea of other platforms? Like, are you someone who has or is thinking about PC gaming in the future? Because that completely basically nullifies the need for a PS5 Pro outside of making the exclusives run at something that looks like 4K. So I think if you haven't already been on board, I think you're right. Like, you probably don't need it or / want it deep down, but it will be going up. So it's not necessary is how I would put it. In fact, PSSR has been unstable, so maybe even you don't necessarily want in some cases.
Yeah, I haven't followed that too much because I didn't get a PS5 Pro, which is weird for me considering my history, although the way I've been playing consoles this generation, which has been very little, it's not weird. But yeah, what is up with PSSR? Is it just like artifacting? I really haven't paid attention at all.
Yeah, it's just and I only follow when the DF guys bring it up. Right. But it seems like it just hasn't been the stable quality solution that we were kind of hoping for. It's falling more in line with just like very good FSR is how it kind of
maybe
feels
even
sometimes.
Very early DLSS. So I don't know.
Yeah, okay. like early DLSS 2, not DLSS 1. God,
sure, yeah,
God, no. But it's more of in that early DLSS 2 when we were maybe hoping for a bit more in that.
Okay. EP Idiot Box says, plain and simple, we fuck with you guys because you're good folks in the notoriously toxic environment that is gaming, trans rights, and no human is illegal. Thank you so much, EP Idiot Box. Yeah. We echo all of that. Absolutely, trans rights, and
thank you.
Yeah, of course, no human is illegal. And real quick, I said this on Kind of Funny when I was on there on Friday. But yeah, it's it constantly feels like gaming's under assault from people who just want to make it the worst version of itself constantly because it benefits them monetarily, it benefits their cause by creating more recruits for terrible things. And I do want to recognize that it's because of communities like this that we've been able to sort of beat back those assaults and like a shining beacon of light that we can all retreat to and be reminded, like, there are good people here. There's reasons to that we stay in this space. And yeah, that's why we're not going anywhere. And it's because you people make it worth it. Roller 610 says, what is your guys' favorite dumping spot? Pingus. Yeah. I did try to set up the dumping spot. There's like a woods in my backyard. I tried to get the robot. I tried to get the robot's dumping spot. This is a reference to my lawnmower Peepo.
I was going to say the toilet.
Well, that's a fair answer too. I tried to get the robot to go out in the woods and dump out there, which I'm sure is against the law and the rules and all that stuff, but whatever. And it just kept getting stuck out there. The terrain is too tough. So right now it's dumping in my yard and I have to go sweep it all up myself. It's in a pile. That's nice. But then I have to rake it and put it in bags and stuff. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Other than toilet, favorite dumping spot? Barnes and Noble. I like when.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Yeah. Right. God, that's
one
the best.
One of the only good public bathrooms, really.
It's so reliable.
It's so reliable. Kohl's tends to have a good bathroom.
Because no one ever uses it.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still clean it every hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Big Fresh 37. Nice of the industry to delay putting out news until you get your news show sorted. Yeah. I am aching to get back to that for sure. And it
has been a touch slow overall outside the big stories like the Xbox prices and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels that way at
when
least.
The news happens, I'm definitely fantasy booking in my head. How would I be doing the show or whatever? And it's okay, we would probably spend. There's those episodes where a news story breaks. It's this will be 35 minutes. We could just talk about this for the bulk of the show, right, and then kind of clean up the news at the end. And that's what a lot of these episodes would have been like recently. So instead of doing that, I just got those videos that people can watch and audio versions of that coming soon. All right. Hey, it's Xcore dropping $100. Thank you so much, Xcore.
Hey, thanks, Xcore.
Here's your weekly brand safety reminder. Is the robot lawnmower a meep? Yes, it is. We call it friend, but Addy does still call it a meep. Kind of has green lights on the front, kind of off to the side. Looks a little bit like a sea creature. It's neat. Thank you again, Xcore. I appreciate it. You've always been a real one. Symbiosis says, play it loud. I'm sure you guys were kids. I don't know if you would have had this marketing campaign, Christian. But do you remember the Play It Loud advertising campaign? Because for me, I found that I love that. That was Nintendo's response to Sega being cool and edgy.
Broadly speaking, it was a little before my time.
It was like late Super Nintendo, early N64.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if any N64 stuff really leaned into it, because I know it was mostly a Super Nintendo thing.
Yes, I think the Play It Loud, like the moniker, whatever it is, was gone by the time the N64 was happening, but a lot of that same energy was still there for N64,
right?
And like Game Boy Color and stuff like that would have had it for a while.
Game Boy Color had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I only remember ads for games since like the GameCube, and that's it. That's where I started seeing like for Luigi's Mansions and that kind of stuff. And then after that, I started seeing more game specific, not like the brand Nintendo.
Gotcha.
It was primarily Game Boy, like 1995. Yes, that's right. So okay, and then they definitely were like still going for that edginess like throughout that time. But the Play It Loud, the Play It Loud campaign probably was long over by then. Do you guys have favorite like marketing campaigns? Because I do have a favorite one. It's one we didn't have here. It's for the Saturn in Japan. It's Sagata Sanshiro. Yes, I watch those videos like in order. Like once every 6 months, I'll just watch all those. That's my favorite shit in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it right away. It's like the perfect ad. Because it's like,
oh man, if you follow like Jeremy Parrish and that whole crew on Blue Sky, you'll just see that stuff like that every day. So I'm just always watching Sandro.
All right, from Cyanihilist. Cyanihilist says, had ACL replacement surgery on Friday, and I'm living the couch life. You guys and other games media channels have been keeping me sane. Much love and long live Peepo. Absolutely. Hey, that sounds like a rough surgery to have. So yeah, definitely rest up, get better. Stay off the wine so you don't get the gout and all that stuff. But yes, and enjoy just hanging out, play some video games, listen to some stuff, and we'll keep doing shows for you that you can hang out with us during. Dat Boy Jerry says, why no Soul Calibur 2 at EVO this year? Cowards!
I wouldn't be surprised if someone does something on the side, but that was not announced early enough to be a part of it.
Yep.
So, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if we see someone do something as a side tournament, though.
All right. This next one, we should vet this one because it's from a known problematic person. Mike Noddy says, okay. Where Echo video? Is he drunk?
Jeff, did you see that? Apparently there's a bunch of Echo stuff now.
Yeah, okay, so I did see this. Yeah. I was like,
I didn't bother looking into it because I'm not 40. What's going on here?
Right. So I think they're remastering the first two Echo games, and then they're saying they're gonna make a new one.
What do you remaster Echo?
Yeah, they're just re-releasing it. I think basically they're gonna
probably.
It might even be Carbon Engine. I don't know.
Was the second one was a Dreamcast game? Was it?
No, that would have been even later. I think that was like the fourth one. I think there was two on.
Oh, okay.
Is there two on Genesis? Maybe three. The third one is bad, I think. I'm like I like
everyone knows that.
Defender of the Future. I really like on Dreamcast, and the first one is a weird game, but I always enjoyed it because it was like so different than everything else. But of course, we did think that they were going to make a new Echo when they were actually making Hyenas because they had that clip, and we did a Star Trek 4, and we slowed it down as if you were to take the sound and put it underwater again, like Star Trek 4.
Yeah, that's an all-time great game moment right there.
And so everyone was tagging us today, and I was like, okay, when Mike gets back, we'll definitely talk about this. So yeah, I was kind of saving it for that, but we'll go into it for sure. But hey, I'm excited. I do like Echo. Geo Huey Flow says, this is my plea for part 2 of Waifu episode. I don't know, man.
No. I said no, God damn it. I put it in chat. I say no
as well.
Every time I bring it up,
put it in chat.
These guys shut it down.
When I made the thumbnail, I said I'm not allowing freaks to ask for the sake of an episode, the waifu thing, and they did it anyway. So I don't know what to do now.
You guys gotta watch out. Christian's is serious about this. Yep, he's shoot hot. The waifu episode is a beautiful thing, and they can't take it away from us. But I don't know if we can ever relive that. All right, so Geo Huey Flow, just go listen to it again with new ears. Andrew says GameCube controller is going on pre-order to NSO members Thursday too. Yeah, I should try to get that, I guess. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, I'm definitely getting one of those. Yeah, because it's just going to be a Bluetooth GameCube controller. That's sick.
Yeah, that rules. I love my N64 one.
Yeah.
Maybe I can
use that with like the Mister. No, you have the adapter they connect it to, right? The Blue Retro.
Yeah, I've done that. Although it's annoying whenever you have to use a memory card. But I've used it on a bunch of stuff now.
Oh, sure.
It's just awesome. But I have used it with RetroArch a bunch.
There you go.
All right. Inky Mess says, you both have really good hair. If you don't mind me asking, what products do you use? I don't use much. It kind of just does its thing.
Yeah, I just shampoo and condition every single day. I just use a little bit of Suave hairspray to catch the flyaways. That's it.
Yeah, I try to. When I was shampooing mine every day, I was getting pretty bad dandruff because it was drying out the top of my head. So I kind of switched to just a dandruff shampoo, and I do that like every 3 days to try not to really destroy the natural oils on the hair. And that's been a good.
So you got dry scalp.
Yes, it's bad. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm like,
very critically, conditioning your hair every day is very important. But shampoo as necessary. I have oily hair. Yeah, so I need to shampoo every single day.
It all just depends on what your hair is doing. So yes, I condition pretty frequently, and I had to do that a ton when my hair was longer, also to get super tangled. But beyond that, there was a tea tree oil leave-in conditioner that I was doing for a while, and I like that. I guess that's the one product that I was using, but I kind of don't use anything really these days. All right, Empanada Eater. Speaking of good new games, Despelote rules so hard. As someone who grew up in Latin America around the same time, it hit me right in the feels. Pepe.
Oh. Yeah, I was playing that game the other day, and
check this out.
It got me choked up. It's like,
me too.
What is this thing?
It's astounding. It's so incredible. It's going to be hard to explain, I think, but it's the way I put it on Twitter Blue Sky is it is like experiencing someone else's memories. And I was going to talk about this because it's coming to Switch, but we'll just talk about it now real quick. So the way that it presents itself visually is you're an 8-year-old kid, and it's clearly meant to be like a remembrance of a lived experience. So most of the world is this sort of static, sort of impressionist painting version of reality. It even looks like it might be like photographs of the real world.
It looks like it's Google Maps kind of.
Yes. And so then it's put through a filter of basically to make it fuzzy and undefined. Because you're a kid, what do you pay attention to? Oh, you're a Zoid, your what is it called from Power Rangers? Zord, like your Zord toy and your truck, and those things that are objects of like power to you as a kid those are like cut out line drawings. They're much more visually distinguished from the rest of the world, and so you can interact with those things. Those are things you can pick up. But it's like, oh, this thing I remember. The rest of the world's kind of fuzzy, and it does this in a bunch of different ways to the point where it's like, when your parents are having conversations, they're kind of having it in another room and they're talking about stuff that is relevant to the world and all this stuff, but you don't really understand all of it necessarily. Maybe you do. It's like very similar to how I feel my kids are, where I'll be talking to Steph and we'll be having a conversation. There's no way they listen, no way they're following this. And then Emmy will come ask me a question. It's like, oh, you heard all of that and you're trying to process what you just heard. And it's tough, but something serious is happening. It's like, oh, this game is capturing that feeling. And I don't think I've ever had that in another medium. The feeling that a game or anything could capture that sense of being a kid in the world and processing information the way a kid does. It's really powerful stuff. And then it does a great job of putting you in the shoes of someone that was obsessed with soccer as the World Cup was about to happen in this country where it was so important and everyone was all tuning into the same thing and it affected everything. And it's like this memoir that you get to step into. It's so neat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check this out. It looks cool.
I add the layers for me that I also was like around that age at that time.
Right, so the 2001, it was like 2001, right? As the qualifiers for into the World Cup, Korea and Japan,
Korea and Japan, and the same, and like also the economic turmoil from that time.
Right, also dollarization was happening, Yeah,
because I saw that. I remember back in the day how like people would come out to the streets and like try to like steal from the neighbor, that kind of stuff. Kind of hit me in the chest. It was rough. Yeah, it's a great game. Everybody should check it out.
Yeah, I think the specificity is really what makes it work, because it's like anytime a game tries to be for everybody, any piece of media tries to be for everybody, it always feels like it doesn't hit. When someone's like, this is my very specific experience, there's something there that for you to hook onto, and it becomes much more universal because it is so specific. It's counterintuitive.
So many people say, I had that experience too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like you get to map your own experience. Like, I was not a kid in a Latin American country during the World Cup where soccer was taking over everything, but I've had similar feelings for different things in my life, and I'm able to just map those things onto there because this is a very true experience, and it's just a special game. So that's what I've been playing the last couple of nights.
It shows you how alike we are across the world, even if we don't have those shared experiences. It's a lovely video game for sure.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Jess Martinez says, tuna is dairy. That's what's up. Tuna, what's going on?
What? I just got stunned. What?
Yeah, I know. I'm stun locked. Yeah.
Somebody dropped.
I refuse to acknowledge that. No. Yeah. You know what? No, I come from the dairy state. No. I say nay.
You can't milk a tuna fish, I don't think. Not very easily, anyhow. Josh Page says, feels like I haven't missed a Tuesday podcast in over 20 years. From On the Spot, the Giant Bombcast, to Nintendogs, Game Mess. Thanks for keeping it going. I fuck with y'all. Yep. Yeah, it's a real bummer that there was no Bombcast today. Definitely, for sure. Fahokwa Gods says, games media seems pretty hectic now, but why has no one ever talked about that part in Final Fantasy IX where Zidane comments on Garnet's butt's squishiness? This has always disturbed me, Tubby Love. Thank you so much, Fahokwa Gods. I don't know. No one's ever brought this up to me. You're right. People are afraid to talk about it.
We're going to save this one for next week, I think. Okay. And we're going to have someone answer for all this.
Answer for the game's crimes? I don't know if they're crimes.
Yes.
Copernicus dropped $50 and said, would a Columbo game be a roguelike? Just one more run. That's okay. That's pretty clever.
All right. Not bad. I'll take that.
But yes, I would love a Columbo game. I think that'll happen eventually. They eventually end up doing that. All right. Every time I try to scroll down, it jumps to the bottom. All right. From Lex Luddy. Favorite GB memories / clips. Y'all have one?
I do. I have a lot, but I'll point a couple. The one where they're playing the Donut games where you rewind time about the little girl. What's that? Well, what's the name? Well, that game. There's a statue of a guy with a long leg, and Alex says, "Me on my way to steal your girlfriend." That always cracks me up. The contradiction gameplay. That's probably my favorite series they did. It's short. It's just 5 episodes. It's all on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's perfect. What else? The Shenmue gameplay is pretty good. They played through. Everybody should check that out. The endurance run's pretty good because I hate that game, but I love those people. So it was kind of weird seeing that playing this horrible game that I knew it was horrible, but then like put in all the effort to finish it. It's awesome. And then I have a bunch more. But what's your favorite? Grubb?
Mike's right. Him getting chased by the spider and Lethal Company.
All
the screaming and me freaking out, like there's a spider about to get me, and turning around and Jan's just calmly sitting on a rail, and I'm like screaming at him for him to move, and he's like, "No, it's okay," and that was a good moment. I mean, Sheik Zanzibar, Hitman,
classic.
Yes, just coming out of that door. Think he's gonna be able to chop this guy with an axe, and there's 40 people in a room watching it happen. To me, that's peak comedy. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. In the more recent era, the entirety of Hyrule Hustle was very funny.
Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, God.
Singing Kingdom Hearts and everything. That was a good time right there.
Father knows me. Whatever.
Had to meet your father.
Yeah. To tell my father. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, that would love to do more Hyrule Hustle someday. We'll figure it out, everybody. All right, let's see here. Two Bear, I've spent more time in the last 3 years pooping in a Barnes & Noble than I have spent reading actual books. I need more fiber one way or another. Peepo. Hell yeah, Two Bear. Hey, Barnes & Noble's a great place to poop.
Yeah. Barnes & Noble was where my local Starbucks was for a while there. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It just all comes together. That's how it works.
Yes.
That's the human body. It's a beautiful thing. Dr. Ryan says, reminder that when Sean says you don't need a PS5, he's forgetting the importance of trophy hunting. Come hunt trophies with me. It's not a sickness. I would say it definitely doesn't sound like a sickness. Yeah, no way. You sound very healthy. Love you, Dr. Ryan. Chris Quinton says, is Servbot the Peepo of the Mega Man worlds? Also, is he a meep?
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the Minotti flavor. P to the E to the N to the I to the S. Sorry, I'm drunk. All right. I think we did get an update. Mike says he's not drunk, just bad at typing. And then Chris Quinton is drunk. Okay, yes. So Servbot is the Peepo of Mega Man.
Is he in the? Yeah, he's in the frame tonight. Look, there he is. Yeah. I've been that came up because I've been streaming Mega Man Legends on the personal stream. So,
and then is he a meep? Is there a nose, Sean, on Servbot? I don't think so.
No nose, very notably no nose on that Lego head,
and no eyebrows. So I think it might qualify as a meep. All right, I'll ask.
Oh, so it does qualify as a meep.
I think so.
No nose, no eyebrows.
Those are the two things that they cannot have.
Got it.
Beady eyes really help, and those look pretty beady. All right. Acratix says, hello, I'm here for the waifu episode. Is this the waiting lobby? Hentai.
They want to kill me. That's their mission. They want to kill me and the channel.
We work so hard to make money on these things, and y'all are just like, nah, dude.
Spare Christian, please. Please spare him. All right, Burrito says, I've been rewatching the Blake Club seasons and suddenly realized how much effort and great persistent humor goes into them. No pressure or expectations, though. Anyway, DLP is YouTube-DLP is a great tool. Yes.
YT DLP.
Oh, yeah.
YT DLP. Okay, yeah.
I still just use J Downloader too. But, yeah. That's a good option as well.
I was using some website and then it broke, so I'll check this out. That sounds good. Yeah, Blight Club was amazing, and yeah, just keep your ears open. We'll let you know if something's going to happen.
Remember when you killed the queen?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it again. Cody Clement says, I'd like to pitch a GB Kids return as GM Kids. You know, I was thinking about that today, Cody Clements. I'm like, we should kind of like, even if it was like all of us just on our own personal streams, but kind of like doing it with like the game mess overhang there to kind of like bring everyone in. I think maybe something like that could happen. I'll see what Nikki thinks.
Okay.
Gutter V, are there any plans for Extra Life 2025? Vaguely. We've definitely like mentioned it before.
Yeah. If you mean like us going over at Dan's and doing stuff, as long as Dan's down for it, no reason why we wouldn't.
Yeah, and he always seems open to that. So yeah.
Yeah, we did it last year on our own dime anyway, so like I don't see why we wouldn't just keep the train rolling, you know.
I accidentally, like for shoot accidentally, because I can never remember my card numbers, bought my flight with my company card, and I was,
you son of a bitch.
So a few months went by without me like doing anything with them. I got to figure that out, and then eventually they're just like, you have to do something with this. You got to deal with them. Like, yeah, it was a flight for work, and they definitely covered it. They definitely paid for it.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I got away with it in the end. I should just give that money to Extra Life next year. That's what I'll do, everybody.
There you go.
Big Fresh 37. Make me feel better about the Blues. Yeah, look, go back like 3 months, 4 months. Like you guys didn't look like you were going to make the playoffs at all, and then you did make the playoffs. I know, hockey. I'll make it very fast.
I thought you meant like, I'm emotionally in a bad place. I need help from my parasocial friends. No,
it's much more important than that. Hockey. You remind me a lot of the Tigers last year in baseball, where they kind of like rushed into the playoffs at the end, and I was worried that they wouldn't be able to like repeat that success next year. And now they're the best team in the American League. Blues look really good for the next couple of years. So yeah, feel good. Mikey O'Leary says one of the new characters in GTA 6 is named Booby Ike. That is all. Is that the one that looks like Stavros? Is it the guy that has like the teeth and the balding? I hope that's Booby Ike, because that's a fun character name.
No idea.
Postman Dan says, also, did you see Mega Ran in GTA 6? We made it. I didn't see that. I guess I didn't realize that was him.
Like, actually?
I think
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Is it shoot him? That's really cool. I hope so. Panzik Punjaran says, is it safe to assume that the Blight Club panel is not happening at PAX East now? I'm looking at the schedule and it's still listed for Saturday. Go to that panel. Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything else because a lot of that stuff is kind of disconnected now, and I really just can't say anything more. But I would still go to that panel. I'm going to be at PAX East, all right? So just hang in there. Jesse Sakin says, will there be a June Nintendo Direct this year? I think there will be. I don't know. What do you think?
They did one last year, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they've done one for the last. They haven't done it every June. They've definitely skipped it before.
Okay, I lose track of that kind of stuff. So if they've skipped a little bit, I mean, Switch 2 launch while the hype is going. Maybe not necessarily like the week of Summer Game Fest or something, but maybe at the end or something. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep the hype rolling a little bit, but they don't need to, I suppose.
Yeah, and everyone don't read into go to that panel. I just can't we made a promise to PAX, so we're trying to figure something out. That's all I'm trying to say there.
Okay.
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, I think there will be. Because I do think they'll find one more game that they'll want to talk about that's going to release before the end of this year. Not that I know what that game is or anything like that, but I think there's a chance they'll have one more mid to large size game that they'll want to kind of hype up, do a direct with that in there and a few other things. They're going to have a lot of partners that want to be like, hey, we're bringing our game to Switch 2. What can you do for us? And it seems like the way that has worked is Nintendo says, if you do a version that is specific to the Switch 2, we will put you in a direct. That's all those games from third parties in that last direct were exactly that way. Hitman 3 Signature Edition, or whatever it's called. All of those had Switch 2 specific subtitles. I bet there's a lot of other companies who are going to want to get in on that action if they get the benefit of a pretty big bump from Nintendo by being in a direct. So that they'll be able to fill out a direct in June with those pretty easily. Okay, let's see here. Geo Huey Flow says, how about you all play Danganronpa? Did I say that right? Danganronpa. But commentary like you're Columbo. Okay, so you want us to act as if we are Columbo. Okay, sure. Man,
we kind of are Columbo in there, but yeah, if you want to get like the what is he, like the East Coast accent or whatever that's got going on there?
Yeah, definitely. Even though he's in LA, but he's definitely got an East Coast accent.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone loves those games, and they always talk them up.
They're really, really good. They are not Jeff Grubb games, but they're really, really good.
I would sit in on someone else is playing them, and I would hang out for the whole thing. I think we could have fun with that, but I don't know, someday. Chris Quinton says, y'all are just scared because your waifus are trash. That's right. I typed it. Bring back the waifu episode. Christian? No? He just says no.
Nice try, but no.
Yeah, listen, usually baiting us will work, so keep at it, Chris.
I hear him talking about Princess Peach all day, vanilla-ass motherfucker.
Just ignore them.
I can't help it.
Chef, just ignore them. Just look away. Don't make eye contact with the waifu freaks.
Jess E says, MinMax recently ranked their top 5 Switch games and left off Mario Odyssey. Please cry with me. I mean, they have no taste. What? We know this. Yeah. What 5 games? Okay, wait. Someone in chat, get ready to tell us what it is. Don't tell us yet. What do you think the 5 games are that they put above Mario Odyssey? Obviously, maybe both Zeldas.
If you're leaving Odyssey off, I'm assuming at least Tears of the Kingdom, because it's so much better than Breath of the Wild.
Right.
I'm assuming it's Tears of the Kingdom.
So it's Breath of the Wild.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Oh, they're the kinds that would put Mario Kart 8 Deluxe above it. Okay.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Do you think it's Metroid Dread? There's a chance it's Metroid Dread?
No.
Yeah, it's probably Splatoon, isn't it?
Oh, one of the Splatoons? It could be.
That's a good one.
Fire Emblem?
Maybe.
It might be
3 Houses?
It would be 3 Houses. It would be 3 Houses.
Yeah, definitely not engaged.
I don't know.
So one more ish. Maybe a Splatoon. Yeah. Oh, Pikmin. Someone might have pulled for like Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I'm down with Pikmin 4. That I would.
No, sorry, Smash. We can say Smash. We can say Smash.
Okay,
Smash
all right.
Has to be in there.
All right. Does anyone in chat actually have what it is?
If anyone knows the list off top of your head, first thing I see is Ben wasn't on that episode. Well, that explains a lot.
Okay, well, there we go.
Okay.
All right. While we wait for chat to come through with that, let's see here. Mike Kamen says, saw a sales report that that the top 3 PlayStation games for April were Xbox games, Xbox getting their shit together, or Sony dropping the ball. I mean, everyone gets money in that situation. Sony is getting paid whenever Xbox sells a game on PlayStation. So what do they care?
Yeah. They're like sharing accounts.
I do feel like Xbox is in the process of getting their shit together. Them getting their shit together in this situation looks different than it did 5 years ago, when it was still about selling Xboxes. So yeah. All right.
Money's money. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And Sony is still making a lot of money from games on its store in terms of microtransactions, and Fortnite and Call of Duty do very well on that platform. And then if we're all worried about their first party output, it really has been long enough that they probably will be able to unleash quite a bit here very soon. It's just, it has taken a while. I get why people are a little frustrated.
I think we have the list here, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Looks like Hades.
Okay. Yes.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
All right.
And then there's some contradiction. So it would be Pikmin 4.
Okay.
And Kirby.
I mean, yeah, Kirby and
I like Forgotten Land a lot. I don't know about top 5.
Well, I love it, but I mean, top 5 is one thing above Super Mario Odyssey. Like that's crazy.
That's the key thing. I'm not sure. Jeff, Breath of the Wild's in my top 10 of all time.
Yeah. Same.
I'm not sure I would put any of those games above Mario Odyssey on a top 5 list.
I know. Yeah. It's like, they're like when I go play Super Mario Odyssey, which is very frequently still because the kids want to play it all the time and I will look for any excuse to play it. Every time I play, I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't get better than this.
Okay. This makes a lot more sense. Apparently, Cal Bosman cornered them into some weird convoluted game.
They got buzzed. You guys got to explain that they got buzzed.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Well, still, they messed up pretty bad. I'm happy to see Pikmin 4 on there, actually, though. That's cool. All right, where did I leave off? Fahoko Gods is back. Wait, no, actually, I think I skipped one here. Yes, Erstrel is back. Question and comment. Tier names are the same, but prices are different between Patreon and YouTube. Are they the same? Oh, I didn't realize that. That must have got messed up at some point. I will take a look. A lot of stuff is still moving. Also, it would be cool to see Jess play Earthworm Jim on New Blight Club. Yeah, I'll reach out to her and see how she's doing. All right, let's see. Yeah, Patreon and YouTube should be the same because I do think they get you all the same stuff. So I will take a look at that and get everything updated. Thank you for letting me know.
They were synced at one point, at least, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube is one that's doesn't get a ton of attention because we typically steer people towards the Patreon, but want people to be able to get what they want wherever they want to get it. So if people want to keep using YouTube membership, I will get that updated. All right, Fahoko Gods is back now. It says, if you were a professor at a university teaching games criticism, what single game do you think you could create a full semester's syllabus worth of content covering? Yeah, that's interesting. Honestly, teaching games criticism, in this moment, it's very, I would actually point to a Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I think there's so many things you could talk about with that game in so many different ways. That it probably is what I would go for. But I don't know. You guys have any answers?
The first thing that leapt to mind was actually, we were just talking about Breath of the Wild, but I'm not sure that would cover an entire semester's worth.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we're talking daily, and then my mind went to games packed with content like Final Fantasy 14 or something, because there's a million different lessons you could learn there.
Right.
Not just in terms of there being a lot of content, but things like A Realm Reborn and everything that entailed,
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's
I did say,
yeah, go ahead, Christian.
Sorry. I did say Honey Pop as a joke, but really 1,000 times resist.
Oh, 1,000 times resist? Yeah, totally.
Sure.
Because that game is made by people that's not they wasn't fully on development. I'm pretty sure game developer. They were like theater people. So that seems like a really cool subject to dissect.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see here. Draw Comics says Christian sounding like a true fan guardian. Don't let him stop waifu to Electric Boogaloo.
Listen. The reality is, I would love to do. I'm like, you watch my stream. I'm a
He's loud and proud.
You know? Yeah, I don't mind. But the thing is, like, they're gonna shut us down. They're gonna shut us down, and then we're gonna get hand down by, I don't know, by some dark force.
Also,
it's scary.
It makes waifu episode 1 more special that it stands alone.
Exactly.
It's not cheap,
Don't be sad that it's gone. Be happy that happened.
Exactly. Chris Quinton, I'm playing WWE 2K25 while listening to this and have made wrestlers of Jeff and Mike. You are now in a stable with Otis called the Beef and Cheddar Boys. What would everyone's wrestling gimmick be? I would be a heel, of course, and I would
Naturally.
be I would just manifest that Lee Alexander article, "Gamers are dead," and I would just do that, like, "Oh, wrestling fans are dead, gamers are dead," and I would get cheap heat by doing that. It'd be a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, you like hold up an Anbernick and you're like, stare at Bubsy.
Yes, exactly.
What would Mike do?
Mike? That's probably it will probably, whatever gimmick he had, he will be sued by Disney right away for sure.
I want to see him come out with like an apple core or something.
Yeah.
Murder that apple.
Honestly, he could be like
from a distance,
He could be like Paul Bearer or Undertaker, where it's like, he like is holding up the apple and he's like, "Isn't this terrifying?" And everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" He's, "Well, I'm scared of it." So, isn't everyone else scared? It's like, all right, we're like, we don't get it. What's the problem?
When I was a kid here in Argentina, we had wrestling, and there was this particularly guy that his only job was to walk around the ring with a giant piece of ice, like square ice. He was called El Hombre de la Barra de Hielo, which means the man of the ice bar. I just want to be that guy. He would just walk around with an ice bar around and just then leave. That was his whole gimmick.
Be a good gimmick. I like it. All right, last super chat for now. Dean Bowling says, "I love this dog podcast." Yep, #1 dog podcast on YouTube for sure.
Oh, dog gimmick.
Yeah.
Never noticed.
Yeah, there it is. You put 2 and 2 together. All right, that does it for now. Sean, I'm handing the show back over to you. There you go. Another one came in, but we'll get to that at the end.
We'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah, still a lot of super chats this week. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. This is one big community episode, because not only did we have a lot of super chats, we got a mailbag that me and Jeff are going to dive into. May keep it a little bit shorter so we're not running too long tonight, but we'll get that figured out right after this.
Break.
Cool. I'm just going to run to the bathroom and then I'll get those up.
Sounds good. Yep. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's
BRB.
Nice, because this, is like, there is something I normally do that I can go do tonight, and that's been fun to look forward to. While I am, figuring things out during the day.
Fucking bum.
Yeah, being a fucking bum. It's like, I feel like I should be doing something productive, and so I will like go. I am like working on a couple of things at the same time while, having conversations and figuring things out. But it's not like it normally is, where I wake up and it's like, okay, in 3 hours I should have the rundown ready. I should send it off to the person doing the show. Yeah, the routine is fucked up. So having this to like, this is routine. This is good. That's been nice.
Yeah. It's a place of comfort.
Exactly. All right, let's check.
He had a song. It was El Hombre de la Barra de Hielo.
This is the Iceman song?
Yeah. He just, the song will play. They were fighting. They will stop the fight, wherever it's happening. He will walk around the ring, outside the ring, and just like, holy shit, that was the craziest thunder I ever heard in my life. All right, whatever.
I'll grab it. Hang on. Just give me a second, Chet.
What is that? El hombre de la barra de hielo. I only know that part of the song.
All Are you talking about this? Are you heartless? Yes.
That's from
yes, from Kirby.
Kirby.
You're asking where I got this. I got this from a store in Seattle called Pink Gorilla. Yeah, that's Kelsey. God, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name because I'm a bad person. Her store. I was there for PAX, and Mike and Dan were irresponsibly spending a lot of money on old video games, and I was not necessarily in the mood to do that, but I wanted to get something for my kids, so I got this, and because they were
pretty cute.
Yeah, they were still super into Kirby at the time, and they're not as much into Kirby now. And I'm like, I'm like, I could admit to myself that I really got it from me because I like Wispy Woods.
Kelsey Lewin.
Yep.
People saying on the chat.
Yes. That's right. Thank you, Kelsey Lewin.
Lewin, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
How far into Despelote are you? I'm
pretty deep. I think I play like 2 hours. I don't think it's that long of a
No, I don't think so either. Like and it's chapter based, right? Based on the dates of the games of the matches that were played.
Yeah, I'm 3 in.
Yeah, I think I'm on the 3rd one. Yeah. I just ruined my clothes. My mom yelled at me. Basically.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
I was like, she's like, stay there, don't do it. And I'm like, I can't. What do you mean?
I did like sit on the couch with like the grandparents. I don't know who they are. Watching.
Uncles.
Yeah. Okay. Watching TV for a while, and it's like this is again just vibing out. But then of course the kids come to the door and like, come play. I'm like, all right, here we go.
All right.
Yeah. And
yes.
There was a ball stuck in a tree, and so I was like trying to steal another ball from some older kids to kick that ball.
Yeah,
and they kept pushing me down. They're like, "We don't like you."
They're mean to you.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good.
It's a great video game.
Yeah.
I remember when your little sister is watching the TV. And you put on the video game, put on the FIFA.
Yeah.
They say FIFA. I love that they say FIFA in the game.
Yeah.
The parents, they're like, oh, he's playing the FIFA all the time. Like my mom used to say. And you put on the game while she's watching cartoons, and then she gets mad to you like for the entire night. And she's like, I don't like you anymore. It's like, it's just like with my sister. It's the same.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a lovely video game.
I like the scene transitions too, when it's like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep walking in a direction and just see what happens. And it's like, oh, that is what I was supposed to be doing, because eventually it just sort of fades out and this like static overtakes it as if the memory's fading. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Was right.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we're back. Jeff, it's time to dive into the mailbag. I need some letters. Go get them, boy.
Mailman, come here. I speak English now as this dog.
Oh, nice. You're like Pluto?
No, Pluto doesn't speak English. But what's the other one? Goofy does. Goofy. Yes. Right.
Yeah, I was like, why was I struggling to think of a talking dog? That should feel like an easy thing to come up with.
Most cartoon dogs talk. You pick the one that doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. What do I look again? What do I look like? A 50-year-old man?
You're right.
Dogs do I know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, we're gonna dive into the mailbag. In the interest of time, might not get to all of them tonight because again, law super chats. But friendly reminder: if you submit something to the mailbag and we don't get to it tonight, those roll over.
Yeah,
so
just like
if you submit a new one, I'll prioritize that one. But otherwise, we'll just save it for the next show.
Yep, we just add them to the pile. Yep,
that's right. All right, first one here is from Jump Matt, who says, do you think we see another price increase, maybe 90, across all games when GTA 6 launches next year, maybe even including Switch games already selling for 80?
I don't think it'll work necessarily like that, but I do think pricing will be much more dynamic than it has been previously. Maybe, obviously it was more dynamic during like Super Nintendo and 64. People are definitely right to point that out. It's not the same thing now, but I just think the 70 is not going to be a place where they stop for a very long time. Clearly they haven't. Yeah. That was 2, 3, or was that like 5 years ago now? Was that 2020? Was Godfall the first $70 console game as part of this new move?
I think so.
Okay, so that.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's bad. It makes me feel bad too. So that's like 4 or 5 years.
Like 3
ago.
months later, it was 15. You know?
Yeah.
Damn.
So, like, okay, it's been a few years, but it's not for nearly as long as we were at 60. So I do think it'll go up again, but it'll be dynamic and much more like this game can get away with it. This one can't, so it'll stay at 70. This one's a little bit in the middle. We'll do 80. But across the board, everything $90 after Grand Theft Auto 6? Not necessarily, no.
From Blazing Noah, brand safe question for you. Do you think we get full penetration in GTA 6?
I mean, I don't think they're gonna show it, but I think we'll probably get that dude hanging dong. I think we will see that man's penis. I will put that out there. Yes. I don't think you get full on graphic sex. Yeah, you don't get
GTA 6. If any game could, it would be GTA 6, but no, I don't think you're gonna get
that. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Joyzy, who do you think would win a fight? Gandalf from Lord of the Rings or Merlin from Sword in the Stone?
Are these two different guys even? Aren't they just the same thing?
I was gonna say, aren't they the same dude?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I'm sure it's offensive to wizards. Oh, they all look alike, but
old white dudes.
Yeah,
yeah, they do.
You mean a little bit anti-wizard, mate?
Yes. You're right. You got me. I'll go with Merlin. Sure.
I perform magic for the jokes. Slane says, "Dear Sean and Grubb, are y'all excited for that Bubsy in the perfect collection? What are you hoping is included in the wonderful collection? With Grubb being the #1 Bubsy influencer, I'm looking forward to all the extensive coverage. Tell you what, Jeff, I'm excited for our friend Audie because I know this is his passion project."
Yeah, I mean, I continue to be amazed that this is something that's really happening. That includes Bubsy 3D. For sure, but it does continue to feel like a threat. When this does happen, when it comes out, we'll do something with Audie and play it, and I will play some more Bubsy 3D. I guess. You know what? Honestly, I am excited. I rented a bunch of Bubsy games back in the day. I have not played them much since. I would like to go back and get that, that weird nostalgia. There's the nostalgia of, oh, these are the games I loved, and there's like, oh, this is a game I rented one time or twice, and I want to just like go back and see if my memories match up with the reality, that sort of thing. So this will be an opportunity to do that.
Okay. Similar question from Nolan. Jeff, how many Bubsy games can we expect from you on stream now that the collection's dropping this year? Appreciate what you do.
Yes, I'll do some, but no, I'm not doing any full playthroughs of a goddamn Bubsy game. I've already beaten Bubsy 3D. No one else here, I bet, can even say that. So, I'm the expert, and I'll tell you, save yourselves.
There you go. Always Be Clothing. What is the best way to support y'all right now? Sending love to everyone.
Right now, we do have the Patreon here. I did lose my job, so I'm like keeping a lot of that money off to the side, like for paying my mortgage and stuff like that. So, I would say, like, everyone's got their own thing going on. Go to Sean's Twitch. Nikki was streaming on Twitch. Definitely get over there. Like, go directly to everybody who's doing something right now and show them, like, the love that we got on the last couple episodes of this show, including this one, has been amazing. Let's spread that out a little bit so we can get everyone like direct support. And, especially on Twitch, where like you can subscribe and that money will, at least show up for the next couple of months before you remember and cancel, which I get. So yeah, let's go directly to everybody and give them some support. What's your Twitch again, Sean?
Just Turbo Sean, SHAWN.
There you go, everybody.
Which, by the way, during the show, I passed 1,000 followers. So thanks for that, everyone.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like a milestone. Awesome.
Exactly. If you want to support Nikki more, also check out VGBs. They do some fun stuff with John over there. And then, we each got our own Twitch channels. And because people do ask, if you want to support some place where there's multiple options like here, Patreon does give the best cut.
Yes.
If you're curious.
Exactly.
Yeah. From Firehair, hi Firehair, really was so wonderful to see all the amazing support and love from folks last week. Everyone here rocks. And I always love hanging out in chat. Shouts to all you cool cats. Also hope it's okay to say and give a heads up for folks. This Saturday on the Discord, we're having a Halo Infinite night. The more the merrier. Sign up in the community game night channel. There's also an important Xbox login bug fix for Steam users posted there.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I was literally just thinking we should play Halo Infinite in the Discord community. I had no idea this was even going on.
Fun, yeah. We haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
They did Overwatch last weekend, so
I know that.
Yeah, it was pretty
okay.
good. Yeah.
I'll have to keep a closer eye on that. Yeah, I might hop into Halo. I don't think I'm doing anything on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can hop in there.
I'm like remembering. I'm like, I'll be at PAX, so I won't be able to play everybody.
Oh right.
But shit,
okay,
that sounds fun.
I'll see if I can hop in there.
Yeah,
cool.
definitely do that. And like, let me know how it goes, everybody, and maybe we could do it again soon.
Yeah, I see Firehair's been working on that. I think Matt's been doing some stuff with that too. So shout out to those guys for keeping it going.
Thank you, Firehair.
Like a Dylan, we just got chickens. Everyone in the family got to name one, and I went with Kuko.
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore chickens in games.
Mount Rushmore chickens in games. I think the Kukos from Zelda go up there, right? Is there like a there is like one, right? Isn't there one that like can actually fly? From a Zelda game? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean, you can like glide with them, like in various games. Like I know I'm trying to think of exactly how it comes up, but in Age of Calamity of all things, you know how like it's Breath of the Wild, so you like paraglide to your next destination. They like launch you up and you have to paraglide to like the war, the area.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can. I forget how it happens, but you can replace your paraglider with a Kuko and just like
fantastic
over there.
I love that. Someone in chat, the chicken, the rooster from Diddy Kong Racing, who was, I think, the best character in that game. That's a good call out. I can't remember his goddamn name, but yeah.
Billy Hatcher, where's he right? Because he's not a chicken, but he's kind of a chicken.
He's chicken adjacent. He wants to be a chicken, right? Yeah, he dresses it.
I think like that.
We could probably throw him up there. It's close enough for this category since there aren't like a lot of like named chickens. Like I was gonna throw out Chicken Jockey, so that's where I'm at.
I was gonna say like Blaziken, but I think it needs to be Torchic from Pokemon because Chick's right in the name there. So
that is right in the name.
Torchic fits the bill. Yeah. Starter Pokemon makes sense.
I like it.
And then I think we need one more.
Chocobo.
Chocobo counts. I'll take that. That's a chicken right there.
That's a chicken. Yes, definitely.
Good call, Christian. Thank you. Jamie H. Christmas Eve. Did you ever do a Mount Rushmore of impossible ports to Nintendo systems? I think you guys talked about it, but didn't maybe?
Yeah, we didn't.
Sounds familiar. But Jamie mentions RE2 on N64, Witcher 3 on Switch, and Snake Eater 3D definitely belong. But I'm curious what you'd put as the final spot, or swap one out for one I haven't mentioned.
Yeah, I'd have to like go back and like look at a list and get a good idea. But those are definitely. I definitely would have called out Resident Evil. That is a pretty wild one in the first place.
I think of what else. I think. It's not a port, but American Skateland was like a good adaptation of American Wasteland. It was smart to use cel shaded art there.
Yeah, it's like pretty close to like the levels are all adaptation. That's the right word. That was really good.
I would say another Switch one. I was trying to think of something from another platform, but another Switch one. I would go with Nier Automata to the Switch. I think was really ambitious because it didn't run well on PS4, but they scaled it down well. And maybe we'll see. Maybe Cyberpunk will be a really good one for Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, that one. I think by the time we get that, like people won't be calling it impossible because the expectations for Switch 2 be like it should be able to run some games that was once on a PS4, but people are going to forget what that game was like on PS4.
Yeah, so and it was a long road to get even playable on PS4. Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, good point.
Gonna go with Genko here. Hello boys, love y'all. I'm ride or die with the Game Mess crew. Thank you, shoutouts. I've never played a Metroid aside from maybe 10 minutes of Super, but old games old. Damn, they said, not me. I got Prime Remaster for my birthday last week. I'm saving it for Switch 2. In the meantime, should I go back to an old one? If so, where should I start? And would it be sacrilegious to use a guide? First of all, avoid the guide if you can. If you're not having fun, sure, bust out the guide if you think it would help, but avoid the guide to begin with. I will say, Prime Remaster, as far as we know, is not getting any enhancements out the gate for Switch 2, so you would be good to just play it on Switch.
It plays great on Switch, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. They don't mention if they have a Switch or not right now. I'm assuming you do from the way you phrase the question. We're going to assume you do for the sake of this question, I think. But Metroid Dread is very good, also on Switch.
Yeah, play Metroid Dread. If you're the kind of person who says old game old, yeah, just play Metroid Dread, and that'll probably hit very hard for you.
For me, Metroid Zero Mission is timeless. It's just an all-time great video game, and that's on NSO now, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's an easy sit, right? Yeah. Like you can I call it like almost a Christmas Day game, which is like the idea is you get it on Christmas Day, everyone gets done opening their presents, everyone starts to settle in for like, they're feeling warm and fuzzy. You just ate, and you're gonna go sit on the couch with some family, maybe put on a movie, maybe just hang out while people are playing with their toys, and you start up the game, and before you know it, you've beaten it. And because it's just so easy to get into. So yeah, I love Zero Mission.
Yeah, and if you like the vibes of Super Metroid, Fusion did a good job of carrying that on. It's a bit talky, sure, but it feels like Zero Mission. They're both incredible feeling games. So if like the controls and everything are a bit wonky from Super, and you're like, I want this like refined a little bit, Fusion does a good job of carrying the torch in terms of vibes.
Yep, for sure.
Beefhammer. Evening Jeff, GTA 7 set in Cleveland enthusiast, Grubb. And Sean, severely disappointed because he misheard Jeff and thought they were going to say femdom jail. Like, oh, thank you, Beef. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this list of potential Bombcast comments I had? The last one for the road I've been saving. It's wild that even after several Blight Club games, Jeff and Dan still claim today that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the worst game they've ever played.
Yeah, I mean, you can put it on the comments here. People get mad at us. Just edit it a little bit and you'll be good. Hey.
I was starting to appreciate Beef's Bombcast comments. Those are starting to get pretty good.
There's an art to it, right? Like he really knows what he's going for. I appreciate it too, Beef. There are comment sections for episode 888 in some places. Go do it there.
From Max, what are the chances we see a remake for Pokemon Black and White come out this year? I was still surprised that it didn't pop up at the last Pokemon Direct, despite all the focus that generation was receiving through other Pokemon media. I'm guessing 0 at this point if it wasn't announced at Pokemon Day. I thought for sure if it was coming out this year, if it was coming out anytime soon, it would be announced this year at Pokemon Day because they have the TCG set coming out and just, our stars aligned like Pokemon Go. They've been going generation by generation, but Generation 5 happened to line up this year as their big push in that game. It felt like everything was coming together, but it seems like maybe not. There's like slim chance maybe that's a Switch 2 thing and still gets announced, but at this point, if it wasn't announced at Pokemon Day, I would not get your hopes up.
Yeah, super. Like I'm with you. Like I was thinking the same thing, and then it's like that's just not the way the Pokemon company normally acts. The Game Freak, they like putting those games out on the system that has as many people as possible. So yeah, I don't think
Black and White is a more hardcore thing, so maybe they do put that as like the hardcore thing.
I agree about the slim chance. I agree.
Yeah. They also broke convention a little bit by having more information on ZA show up at a general direct. That was super unconventional for them. So we'll see. Nintendo Derek, do you think we'll get more upgrades, paid or free, for Switch 1 games upgrading to Switch 2 in the future? And do you think third-party games might take advantage of this? Been playing Arkham Collection on Switch, and it sure would be nice if they upgrade Arkham Knight at least for Switch 2, so this game is actually playable instead of its current stage. There's a lot of third-party stuff on Switch 1 like that, which I think could take huge advantage of Switch 2's upgraded power.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely holding out hope, even as I knew I was being a little bit optimistic or like overly optimistic that a lot of games would just get a natural upgrade from going from Switch 1 to Switch 2. I don't know if I believe that anymore. It seems like everything's probably going to have to get a bespoke update. And they have there's a list of 12 games, right? The Nintendo confirms a list of 12 games that get a free Switch 2 upgrade to improve playability. And then you said both the kinds of upgrades. You were talking about both, but like ARMS, Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics, blah, blah, blah. There's, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, right? And Echoes of Wisdom. Those are games that had some frame rate issues. I hope those get solved, things like that. But the fact that the list is so small makes me think that this is not going to be some major program where a lot of stuff gets upgrades.
Well, I do still think because of the nature of the hardware, you will get some improvement, some blocking of dynamic resolution and unstable frame rates. in something that shifted as radically as the Rezo Zelda games, I don't think he'll be perfect, but I think he'll a lot closer to those resolution and frame rate targets, definitely.
Yep. I think we'll get more.
Yeah, we'll see more of those.
Yeah, but it won't. I don't think it's not going to be robust.
No, but like if nothing else, it's kind of free money. So like, why not just like put in a little extra work to basically like, you know, update SDKs and stuff? It still works. So which is why they need to charge for it. But I feel like the games where it could benefit, I think the obvious ones we'll see.
Yep.
From Streely Dan, I read Patrick Klepek's great write-up on crossplay about the virtual game card feature. Have you had a chance to test it out? And any thoughts about how it works?
Just a little bit. So the kids are super into Minecraft at the moment. They haven't seen the movie yet. They keep asking me about it. I will find time to take them, but super into Minecraft at the moment. And so we've been doing a lot of like gaming on the Switch, and to do that, I had to upgrade both Switches because both have to upgrade to have the virtual game card thing even work because they were already connected in that way. And I it seems cumbersome is I think how I would describe my experience so far. Just a little bit. There was the account 69 thing was, for having two switches, that was pretty elegant if you were just going to use the two switches. And even though this is like something that should unlock the ability for me to have three active switches in the family, which was not really going to be an option with us being all digital before this, in this moment, while we're still just using the two switches, it's now like, oh, if I don't give you exact access to this game in this moment, you might not be able to select the game. And it's just, and you definitely can't do the thing where you can both play the game at the same time now, even like offline. I suppose you could try to trick it or something, but the way it worked before, it was like very, open about just kind of letting both people use the same game at the same time. And now it's like, no, if I lend you that game, I don't have it. And I could take it back from you, but then it goes away from you. So cumbersome. I need to spend more time with it and see, especially once I get the Switch 2, and then we have 3 active Switches in the house, and then those will all be being used because it'll be me and the 2 girls using it very frequently. I want to see it in that situation, and I'm hopeful that it will be better than the alternative of it not working at all. But it has been a bit frustrating so far.
Interesting. It sounds like maybe this new system, more potential flexibility because you can have more people and you can more easily transfer the rights to them, but you have less power in general because you can't have 2 systems both playing the game. Yeah,
I mean, it really just turns your digital games into working exactly like a physical game. It's bizarre, with the caveat of there's an expiration date when you lend someone your game. 14 days from now, it will just go away automatically. So I suppose that's the one thing that's different. But otherwise, the process of lending your game to somebody is just like lending a physical game. They even they do the skeuomorphism of representing these things as game cards on your Switch. It's weird.
Okay. From Jordan, hey boys, thanks for the content this week. The news videos and Mega Man Legends streams have been a nice break from my daily grind. A reminder that Capcom needs to bring the Legends series back with modern controls. Hell yeah. What are your personal Mount Rushmores of games still trapped on pre-Switch hardware you want to see on Switch 2? I'm not sure I have 4, so maybe we can work together on this one, Jeff.
I mean, clearly the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD pack. Well, not even a pack, just those 2 games. That would be awesome to see.
Still weird that those aren't
honestly out a lot of Zelda games for me. The other one would be the Link Between Worlds. If they could just do a one screen version of that would be, let's preserve that game on a one screen way for sure.
Yeah, I do want to. As mentioned, I do want to see Legends. That Legends collection, it feels inevitable, just a matter of when. And I want to see them, put that out. Give Legends 1 the just modern dual analog controls they put in Legends 2, definitely. And then, I'll talk about this at the end and what we've been playing. But the Sakura Wars games, Sega, never brought those over, but they've been getting fan translations. I think a collection of those games, even if you break it up as 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, or something like that, and then 5 is its own thing. I think there's a market for that in a post Fire Emblem world.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I know that the community, the Discord, was really popping off for that game a couple years ago. I think you and a couple other people are like, hey, we're all going to try to play this or whatever. Yeah, that seems really interesting.
Yeah. JD Camp. wouldn't it be funny when Blight Club gets reincarnated, Jeff is the first one to play a game?
That's not funny. There's nothing funny about that. Jesus Christ, JD Cam. Why do you got to put that bad stuff on me?
You should just play more games, I think, in general for Blight Club. You know,
like yeah, I think it's unfair.
They've been doing so much work.
It's unfair how little I've
played like 8 games at least at this point. So
very good point. Jesus.
UG from Cell Block B, Christ, says, "Hey gang, I only get to use this computer once a week and want to take an opportunity to promote a project I worked on called Balan Wonder World, and you'll have a fun time. Please enjoy each version as they arrive. Love, Sonic's dad."
Using some of that stolen money to subscribe to the Patreon. I appreciate that, UG. Shout out to you.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks for dropping the 5 on that, UG. Appreciate you.
Good looking out. Absolutely. Hey, I will send you a care package soon. Hang in there, bud.
Oh, man. From Screaming Madden, hello, Sean, Felicia Expert McDowell, and Jeff. No, fuck. I main Felicia Grubb. Oh, God. I forget why we talked about that, but yeah, I remember that moment. Mm-hmm. Talking about old GB content and fighting games, did either of you ever watch Ranking of Fighters, a series where scientist Jeff Gersman, Jason A. Striker, and junior scientist Ben Peck rank a bunch of random fighting games? That is one thing I never got around to. You'd think I would, but no, I didn't get around to once I found out about it.
It's really fun.
It's a good time. Yeah, I would watch it back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, the eternal pursuit of a lab coat of Ben Peck is always in my heart.
That's a good bit of Ben never being able to get a lab coat because he was just a junior scientist. I love that. It was like, I definitely remember tuning in. I think the one time when they were playing the Karnov fighting game, the fighting game that has, it's like Karnov's turn. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That was my icon on Giant Bomb for a long time. So, yeah, just a fun series. They did great.
We'll go back and check it out. I've been meaning to, genuinely, so I'll just accelerate that. From Chris 2K, hi Jeff and Sean. First off, I fuck with you. Second, I've been listening to the podcast since 2023, but since it came up multiple times lately, I sought out the fabled waifu episode of 2021. Number 25, the last of the Nintendogs, if our people want to check it out.
Oh my God.
As we all know, the people don't want brand safety, but they do want a safe space where we can discuss our favorite fictional crushes. In other words, new waifu and husbando episode 1. Christian?
Let me check my calendar. Oh, see, here says never. So, yeah.
Damn. Look, at least he's consistent, you know?
Yep.
At least he's consistent.
You're not going to get to him. Not going to get through him.
P.S. Jeff, you mentioned Peach in the wedding dress from Odyssey.
Why are you putting me on blast? All right, go ahead.
Were her gymnastics animations in Mario Strikers Battle League also an awakening to you? Asking for a friend.
I don't have to answer this. I don't. You can't even ask me this. This is illegal.
Did you have a Mike with Daisy moment? Come on, fess up.
I don't have to answer to any of you.
Okay. Be the fish. Shut the fuck up Tuesday. Okay, I see how it is. From Night Trauma, recently picked up a Summer Cart 64 so I can play some games on my shoot hardware or some ROM hacks I should check out.
Oh, that's
64 ROM hack.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some. You know, there is that amazing like compilation of Mario 64 that someone did where they like kind of spruced up the code. Because it's like,
right.
They made that game in like 18 months. And so like they had not figured out the N64 yet. So like the reason it doesn't run at 60 frames per second is like all this stuff. And he just like fixed it. And now it like runs way better. I want to check that out actually. That runs on shoot hardware.
Call, yeah. You can do that on a lot of ROM carts where the fan-made improvement patches where it just runs things better. Like on Super Nintendo, you can get like the MSU patch that makes it run better and stuff like that. Okay, that's a good call. There's a whole bunch of Mario 64 ROM hacks and other like just changing skins out and stuff in various games. Any fan translations is always what I point to when you're looking for ROM hacks to try out on a new ROM cart.
Yes. Like the N64, especially in the last couple of years, like last 2-3 years, has gotten a ton more fan translations for some of those games. And I've been like becoming more curious about them because of the Beasts, playing every N64 game. I've been watching a lot of those. He's been playing a lot of the Japanese ones. And since he's done several of those have gotten English translations. I'm like, oh, that's including that one like dating sim I was talking about a few weeks back. So yeah, check those out.
Let me see. I'm just looking here. We're gonna have to start wrapping things up for the mailbag here. So I'm just seeing if there's any like time sensitive ones or ones that involve me in particular. Let's go with. I'll just say Weisman's Hey Yo Doggos, no question. Just want to say great daily videos so far, Grubb. Been loving the streams again. Turbo Sean, sending good vibes. Thank you, Weisman.
Yep, thank you. And like I said, once get some things sorted, I would like to do things where it's like, let's there's the co-stream together thing on Twitch. Let's all just get together, maybe do something on the Parsec, do some like fun bespoke streams that would be better because we're all playing together, and we'll do more of that here pretty soon.
J.A. Appleton, any update on the PAX East plans, panel, community meetup?
Yep.
Enos.
Yeah, like I said, we have a commitment to PAX. We'll, no like just like details on like what it looks like, but you should go to the panels. And then I will be around on Friday and Saturday for sure. Sunday I will be out first thing, and Thursday I'll be arriving kind of late in the day. And I'm gonna get dinner with some friends. So yeah, Friday and Saturday I will be around, and we'll be like walking the show floor and doing stuff like that. So if you reach out on social media, I'll kind of like holler and let people know where I'm at. But if people want to like go to the panels and talk afterward, yeah, I'll do that for sure.
All right, cool. Dr. Ryan, how will you guys enact revenge on Mike for counter programming tonight's show?
Yeah, he's gonna pay.
Gone. He's
right. He's cut off.
He's not coming back.
No.
Yeah. You think Mike's coming back? Hell no.
Yeah.
Plenty of Latinos where he is. I can say the word and he's.
Thank you.
There we go.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And then let me see. There's one more that I want to squeeze in. Where'd it go? Here we go. From Lenny Cool Dick Denver. Hey Jeff, I am now from Ohio and I renounced the Detroit Lions and Red Wings Grubb.
Okay, look, I said I was from Ohio because I thought it made it funnier when I was talking about that. Hey, it's which one would you get rid of? Like it was like bacon and tacos and some other like thing that I couldn't live without, and then sushi. And it's like, listen, I love sushi, but I'm from Ohio. That sounds funnier than saying I'm from Michigan, right? Michigan is a little bit more cosmopolitan than Ohio. So, sometimes you got to shape things for the joke a little bit.
And Sean, Wisconsin Cultural Victory McDowell. What is your pie in the sky wish / prediction for the next Nintendo Direct that I'm assuming is at the end of June? If Kirby Air Ride is coming back, why not a new Wii U gamepad-less Star Fox game?
I would like that.
Star Fox Zero, you can play that in emulator right now without a gamepad, just with a standard ass controller, and it's a fantastic game.
I was playing some.
That being said, play on Switch too.
I was playing some Star Fox 64 today, and it got me in the mood. I'll play some Star Fox Zero. I'll do that. Man, the CMU emulator and all that stuff was it's really good. I should just do that. All right.
Yeah. That's where we'll cut off the mailbag for a day. Like I said, if you didn't get your question in today, I'll pop it in the next one for the boys in probably 2 weeks. We kind of do it like every other week here. But with that being said, Jeff, I think we're going to take a quick break, polish off the super chats, and then get out of here. I don't want to be known for the practically over 2-hour podcasts anymore. I think that's AJ's thing. So we'll
wrap it up quick. All right. Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
We'll be right back.
We're having so much fun, we
started late too. I know we have a little bit.
Should we talk about every Sonic game? We could still do that on this episode.
Oh yeah,
that man wouldn't shut up. Don't look at me. That was him. That was it. He planted his flag. I'm like, well, what am I gonna do here? All right.
All right.
We are back. Jeff, I think we have a couple more super chats to polish off there.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let me make this a little bit wider, a little bit easier to read. I think I read this one from Dean Bowling, and then we got this one here from Banana Nacho. Susan's back and says, can you break down the subs, super chats, subs with Prime, gift sub thing? Some of us are kind of new and want to help as much as we can. Hey, good point. That is like, I am like remembering that it's not just, that Giant Bomb audience showing up to the Giant Bomb show where I can just assume everyone knows exactly what's going on, although maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I'm like, I do my videos now and I don't like introduce myself. I'm like, I should probably do that because some people are going to find that have never heard of me before. I should start getting better at that sort of thing. So thanks for
the show.
What's that?
maybe name the show. Like, give it a name. I was thinking Grubby Bites.
Yeah, I could just name it Grubb Snacks. No one's gonna notice. Let's see here. Okay, so subs, super chats, subs with Prime, gift sub thing. So okay, if you sub on the Twitch accounts, which is like, is it called Join or something on there? On Twitch, it's like if you're gonna spend money and it's gonna be a monthly thing, that's equivalent to like joining the Patreon and all that stuff. Yeah, you got it all broken down.
So on YouTube, you subscribe, and that is just like getting the videos in your feed.
Yes,
and then you're following the account, and then membership is where you're paying money, get the show ad free, and some other perks like we outlined in the beginning of the show. Twitch uses the opposite naming scheme, where you follow just like on social media to get alerts and everything like that, and subscribe is where you give money to us to support us. And in both those cases,
membership on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch, you're going to get into the Discord and get a lot of the benefits that we provide.
Exactly. So like, if you want to support us with money, it's membership on YouTube, it's subscribing on Twitch, or it's joining the Patreon. And on Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch and Amazon accounts together. And so a Prime sub is a free sub that you get to give to any one Twitch channel per month.
And then gift sub thing. Someone just gifted, let's see here. Chris Quinton just gifted 5 memberships here on YouTube to people like Hey You Peekaboo and Brono Trigger and things like that. So there you go. And I might take it like with the membership on YouTube. I could put up videos that are just for YouTube that are ad free, or you get them early and stuff like that. Might start doing more stuff like that, but mostly you're going to get the advantages of, hey, this podcast is ad-free, and all of our other shows are ad-free, and you can go get that information through the Discord, which reminds me, Christian, we need to still update that thing on with Acast, which I'll try to get done here very soon.
We'll get that done pretty fast.
And then, and then Super Chats, you're just sending a message that we will definitely read on the show during the program. So that's the one distinction there. All right, Postman Dan, I wish you would stop being so violent when I bring the mailbag. Postman Dan, it's in my nature. I can't help it. I'm just a scorpion, and I'll sting you.
You know the routine around here, Postman Dan. We appreciate you showing up every week, but it is what it is.
Yep. Can I say I really do love the people that work at the United States Postal Office. It's like such a
underappreciated, honestly.
Right. It's almost like the closest thing that we have in America to what's like the warrior priest class in like D&D called? Like they're like
the cleric.
Yeah, they're like clerics or whatever. Yeah. Yes, where like they have to like go out into the world, and no matter what, you have to deliver this mail. It's a mission from God. I don't know. It's a cool thing to me.
Mission from God.
They're on a mission from God. Ramy Vincent. Hi, Ramy. Okay, this is embarrassing. I thought a super chat was the way to order your custom batches of Grubb's granola. TM. In case it is, I'll take 2 more of the Kirby's Cocoa Cherry Crunch. Thanks. Yeah, that'll be coming. My wife's baking it right now. Don't worry. Paladin. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, chat. Paladin. And then YouTube crashed again. So let's give it a second to come back. All right. I'm going to work my way up from the bottom now, and we'll go in that direction. Then we'll kind of connect it there. Large Mario, still one of my favorite names, says, joined the Patreon last week. As your new boss, I'd like to say you're doing a bang-up job. Heart. Thank you so much, Large Mario. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Large Mario.
Joe Beezer dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Joe Beezer. Postman Dan did the same. We got a whole chain going here. Thank you, everybody. It's Xcore dropped 5 gifted memberships. And then Chris Quinton did as well.
On Twitch, if you say, Prime sub, you just say the words Prime sub is the culture. Just like drop it. Everyone drops their Prime sub. Apparently, if we say gifted membership around here, people just drop the gifted. So
they get activated. Yeah. And then I think True Fernie is the last one I have here. Question for everyone, but specifically Christian. I'm a bilingual creator as well, so looking for advice. Best to focus creating in just one language or expand to both for a wider audience? P.S. Pine.
I feel like you should just stick with one language, because I've seen a couple. You have to be too big to begin with to like try to manage two languages. I've seen people like I can think of the name now, but there's an Argentinian streamer that he will sometimes stream in English, and he won't have like as much viewing, and it will lose viewing, audience, because like people kind of don't want that type of stuff. It's hard to do it. So if you're starting, it's better just to stick one language. It's not very good. I'm doing English because I'm already with these guys. Otherwise, I would do Spanish. I'm Muslim already.
Yeah, we've sullied them. It's our problem.
Cultural victory.
Yeah.
It's cultural. Yes, cultural victory. So yeah, stick to one language is kind of the game.
Yep, I think that's probably right. Okay.
Is that all you have for now?
Yeah, those are all the super chats, Sean.
I think there's some in the middle between those two where you left off the first time, and then between.
Let me see.
I can grab one if you want me to.
I see him now. El Grug, Jeff should send Dan 20 plain hot dogs on a stream. You're right. I should get my revenge there. Gwyn the Hunter says, finally got around to trying Expedition 33. I'm no big JRPG fan, but this is a Game of the Year contender. Visuals, story, music, gameplay, sacre bleu. Mon ami. Thank you, Gwyn the Hunter. Mon ami. Let's see here. Joe Beezer. I wish I could party. I see what you're doing there. If only I could turn it on like a mode. Maybe someone could help me. Anyway, I love what you boys have been doing. Keep it up. Hey, Yahoo anime rules are still in effect, everybody. AMPM video. Venmo at Nikki-Grayson. It's Niki-Grayson, as in Grayson. They prefer that over Twitch. Yep, there you go. Make it happen.
There you go.
Thank you, AMPM. And then Reggie Simmons upgraded their membership to Hamilton. Thank you so much, Reggie. I really appreciate that, man. Baba is me says latest VGBs with Gersman is a great listen. Highly recommend. Also, the VGC episode talking about GB and Polygon, very good. Really appreciate the messy folks here. Keep up the great work. Yeah, everyone's just continue to say really nice things, and it's been fantastic to hear. And then I think we're caught up now. Large Mario
from Large Mario, real quick. I refuse to look this up. What are Yahoo anime rules?
Chat will tell you. They'll just chat. Someone in chat give Large Mario the lowdown.
Yeah, how about Large Mario?
If I say it out loud, it ruins it. Large Mario. So
that's right. Yep. That's right. If you know, you know.
Yep, if you know, you know.
Jeff, you been playing anything Nintendo related?
Yeah, like Despalote will be on Switch at some point. I was going to talk about that here. Other than that, a lot of Minecraft recently. Getting that set up so that we could play online or play LAN was a bit of a pain. I get that, they do these things for parental control and all that stuff, but boy, it really makes it so. You got to get the Nintendo account to speak to the Microsoft account, make sure the parental settings on both of those things are correct. And even then, it's like I still can't get like the friends list to load. I have to kind of like work around it. It's a whole pain in the ass, but we did get it to work. And like you do all that work so that, Emmy, this 8-year-old, can play with her cousin Reese when they see each other. And then they're playing great. And then like, well, let's go home and let's play online. And I'm like, well, now you guys can't talk because the goddamn Switch doesn't have voice chat, so how am I going to solve this problem? It's a lot. I'm like impressed.
Just wait a month.
Yeah, God, she'll be onto something. Yeah, right. Switch 2 will solve that exactly. Although I don't know if I want this kid running around my Switch 2 to play Minecraft. But it's I don't know. Playing a lot more of that game. There's still something to it. I like Minecraft a lot, and really just experiencing games through her eyes is always a good time. And I just love the way that they play, where they decide what they're doing. They don't wait for the game to give them guidance. They're like, this is what I care about, and I want to make a white carpet. So let's go find some sheep. And I made her some shears, and we've been just finding every sheep we can and shaving those bastards. And we have a ton of wool now. So the plan tomorrow is to make a lot of white carpet. It's going to be a good time.
That's cute. I like that. I like that you're hanging out with the kids and playing Minecraft and everything.
Definitely one of the huge benefits of having kids is like, I get to these games that I've always like wanted to spend more time with or play with other people. Well, here are my other people, and they just want to do the same thing, and then I get to play the way they want to play, which is like this huge pressure valve is released where it's like I don't have to like try to get to anything in this game. I'm not trying to even like complete it or anything along those lines. We're just going to go in there to have fun. And they decide what that looks like, and it's this rules. It's such a good way to play games.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
As for me, not a ton of Nintendo specific stuff here in the sort of drought up until the Switch 2. I guess Street Fighter 6 is going to be on the Switch 2, so I can say in the lead up to Combo Breaker here at the end of the month, I am trying to get a better place with that game, because that's going to be my main fighting game for the year, I think, since I'm not really feeling Tekken 8 right now.
Right.
Mai is very fun in that game. I've been having a lot of fun with her. She has multiple target combos. So, and what that means, if you don't know, you can sort of just press the buttons in sequence and you'll get a combo. So you kind of just have to look for the first hit to land, and then you can do the rest of the combo very easily. I think it's a good onboarding for people who aren't as confident in landing combos in a fighting game. Yeah, and in something as fast paced as Street Fighter 6, it's cool to be able to like get the basics down with something like that. Then you can expand into the bigger combos. But yeah, I'm only in platinum. I'm hovering, in the middle there, mid plat with my Mai, so I'm trying to get better. Not that your rank matters in a tournament, but I would say, like, if you want to compete, you want to have the knowledge of being at the level of something a little bit higher, like at least diamond, if not the master ranks.
It gives you the confidence to know that you understand your own character. So yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, like at Evo last year with Manon, and like, again, I was in the platinum ranks. I was getting gate kept up diamond, and I could tell when I was competing, because I wasn't quite finishing off my opponent in the round the way I wanted to. I was like, I don't quite have the knowledge here, so getting better at that. Sakura Wars 2, like I mentioned, finally that fan translation is out. Nintendo adjacent, it's Saturn, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Definitely go check that out. You can find places where it's pre-patched if you don't want to go through the effort, or you can patch it yourself if you want to do it. But yeah, God, I love those games. They're just fun, very 90s. Again, I don't think it's a Jeff game, but what were you talking about with Lunar, right? With Remaster, you were like hell yeah, anime on the Sega CD. Same vibes here, 90s anime stuff.
I always remember seeing screenshots or like key art and magazines for this and being like, yeah, that looks interesting. Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah, and being very into modern Fire Emblem from like Awakening on, like, it's very much my vibe to go back to this and see where that vibe sort of came from. So yeah, I definitely recommend all fan translations. Just go check out some games, that came out in Japan and now over here, and see what the community's been up to. It's a fun time. I've been playing that on Steam Deck. Also on Steam Deck, but it is on Switch, so I can actually talk about something that's on Switch. Of course, 100 Line, Last Defense Academy.
Okay.
That's my new main game right now.
All right, so this game, everyone loved this when it came out, but this is the one that felt like it got swallowed up by Oblivion and then Clair Obscur. This was always going to be a smaller game, but it felt like it had the one that had the chance of breaking through and being like this game. This year's like 1,000 times resist. How are you finding it?
So it is very Danganronpa, in part because it's just made by the people who worked on Danganronpa and the Zero Escape series. And it is very good. I'm having a very fun time with it. If you play Danganronpa, those characters can be very extra. They can be very over the top. And that is certainly the case here. Maybe a little too much sometimes. I actually do find with some of the characters, I just skip their dialogue because I'm like, I don't need to hear what you have to say. Mm-hmm. But they're doing some very interesting stuff with the story. Some interesting, what is real, what isn't sort of stuff here. And I think it's very fun. Much like Danganronpa was Ace Attorney like, where you would alternate between a lot of story, very linear adventure / visual novel, light stuff, and then go into like the class trial to figure out who committed this murder in this like place that we're all locked in. Here it's the same thing where you have the very linear story, but then you play Fire Emblem. Then you play a grid-paced tactics game. And the more I get into the game, I'm like 15 hours in now. It is fun to play a different type of tile strategy game where you're not really having one-on-one fights of, okay, I should pair this unit up against that enemy, this one against that one. Instead, because it sort of has inspiration from like tower defense, there's a crap ton of small enemies and then like a couple like commanders leading them. So you need to think, okay, this dude's really good at taking out huge swaths of enemies. I'll pair him up with like this samurai lady who's very good at taking out the commander. She's good at one-on-oneing. And it's a different way of thinking about this type of like turn-based tactics, grid-based strategy. And then it's wave-based. Again, sort of like a like tower defense is wave-based, ending in like a boss fight at the end of all the waves. And that's what the fights are. So it's many layers. It has you thinking differently. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. Again, very anime, And if that ain't your thing, you probably won't be into it. But I'm having a great time with it for sure.
Yeah, these tiles look very different than what I was like picturing. And it's like hearing your description, it's like, okay, that does sound like a cool system for this kind of game. And like you said, just the fact that it's different makes it interesting. Because I like all these kinds of games, but they all kind of a lot of times follow a similar pattern, or maybe Fire Emblem is like my guideline there. So kind of like having a twist on there is, I want to push through and try this, but you're probably right that it's not a Jeff game. It doesn't seem
like story wise and everything. I think it's not up your alley. And even again, like I say, even for me, it can be a bit much with some of those characters sometimes. So which I don't know, maybe check it out. But
anything else?
No, I think they'll do it. So if you're good, I think let's see. Do we have one more super chat? I think came in there.
Yeah, I see one from Corey Carmine who says, "Longtime listener, first time super chatter, and fellow Ohioan. You could just do a Patreon exclusive waifu episode. You'd get so rich."
Christ.
You know what?
I saw the look in this man's eyes. He's like, "Ooh, but if we lock you behind money."
Yeah. I actually, the police won't follow us here behind the Patreon, cover. So
let's just do a collab with the Thirst Council over on MinMax.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually an idea.
We get around all this.
Okay. All right. Maybe we can make that happen. I will let Christian pick a number on the Patreon if the Patreon gets there. And if he sets it at some number that's impossible, then that's just what it is, everybody. Listen, it's his call.
But I do want it to be possible.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me think.
All right.
And I come back to you next week.
All right.
We'll get Thursday, on the waifu episode.
Yeah, well, you heard that.
Thursday, I'll tell you.
Waifu updates will happen on the next week's episode, everybody. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't see any other super Oh, wait. Dr. Ryan says PENIS, which I do believe spells penis. There you go.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
All right, well, let's get the hell out of here, Jeff.
All right, let me hit the button. Yeah.
Wait, where can they find you on the internet, Jeffrey Grubb?
Yeah, I guess I should point people to the Patreon, patreon.com/GameMess. Yes. Go there, support us. It's helpful. It's been awesome to see. I'm on Blue Sky, Grubb.WTF. We're going to get all those things updated and pointed in the right direction here in the next week or so. So look out for that. But in the meantime, PAX East. Find me there Friday and Saturday. Come say hi if you see me. How about you, Sean?
Perfect. Yeah, you can find me also on Blue Sky, turboshawn.com, SHAWN. And also, I'm now streaming over on twitch.tv/turboshawn. 2 p.m. Central, weekdays is the current streaming schedule. I've been playing Mega Man Legends, my favorite game, so it's been very fun. And I'm going to be uploading the VODs to my YouTube channel, which is also just TurboShawn, because some people said that they would like to view those there. So there you go. Nice, easy way to get that all figured out. And that's the best way to support me. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
My soundboard doesn't work. Oh. It's not for
real. I'd be eating ass like a plate of spaghetti or something.
You.